People don't just go around talking about whipping and chaining and clips.
No, but Rihanna does.
Rihanna does. No, it's a special conversation.
Who does?
Rihanna. She got a whole song about it.
Rihanna.
Whips and chains excite me. That's when I was like, wow, Rihanna's on this thing.
I'll tell you.
I might call her.
Have you seen Rihanna lately?
That's a lie.
Oh, wow.
What do you mean it's a lie?
It can't be a lie,
Did
bro.
you see that picture that they put out?
I'll put it in the group.
Nah, it's a lie.
Is
My
it?
missus found the original straight, and the
for
back of
real?
is not there.
Is it?
Do you know what?
You know when you pretend you're not even looking at the picture? Like I was like, And they were
I'm looking at it, really. Innit?
and then you were like, this back of it real. Like,
So you mean the back off's not real?
it's not real. That one is sort of.
That's a proper Elwell moment.
And he's gonna open the foot. You're going to put in a plate.
Man, just don't worry about it, man. Stop looking at me eat, man. Fuck.
I have to wait till you finish so I can start the
I have to
podcast.
wait, man.
I don't want rustling, at least, yeah. Or anyways, you guys said that you.
All you're gonna hear is
I got a Nigerian proverb. Have you even got your proverb ready?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I've got cake. Cake is the proverb of the day.
a man with a sweet tooth always eats cake.
A man with 1 carrot can make only 1 carrot cake. A man with 5 carrots can make 5. Glory be to God.
Glory be to God.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents, small insects, and carrots. Welcome to the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. This is episode 46. I am Stavros Boss in the house. And over here we have...
What's going on, people? Big Wahala's in the building. What's good?
And we have...
What's going on, people? It's your boy Webbs. I usually start with a song and I had the song up and now I lost it, so I'm gonna...
That's your old foot as well.
You should remember the lyrics, really.
Oh,
no,
God.
I should remember the lyrics, but it's alright. Do you want to go before
Yeah,
me?
this is Mr.
Alright,
Wolf
cool.
in the building. Good to be here. We are here at some mad hour. You get me? But this is a dedication. Let me just go with the Nigerian Yoruba proverb. Even after 20 years as a king, the palm wine tapper won't cease gazing at the palm tree with nostalgia. Old habits die hard.
Is it?
That's it.
Okay. And we have...
When gal want body, if you are work, stop work. If you are study, stop study. When gal want body, drink Papa Roots. That's where the tubby.
Do you know how wrong that is? He's telling them to stop their actual education to take dick.
No. You have to stop your education.
Oh, you see, still doesn't make a
When
difference.
she wants to ting...
When she wants to ting.
So I should stop work. So the
stop
okay.
work.
When gal want body.
Listen, so
if you are work, stop work.
So then what? We
if
don't eat.
you are study, you have.
So we don't eat again.
Well, you don't get days off.
No, you say stop work.
Yeah.
So that means you must put down your tools.
Yes.
Yeah.
And go and enter.
You must
Yeah.
put
So
down your tools.
control Alt and L or whatever.
No, you must put down your tools and then pick up your tools.
I'm not picking up any tool again. Man.
Put down your tool
You
and
can
put
wait.
your tool inside.
You can wait till break time.
Either way, Simple Simon Medea.
Do we have one more song before we move on?
Oh yeah, I'll start again. What's going on, people? So listen to your heart, lay your body next to mine. Let me fill you with my dreams. I can make you feel alright. And baby, through the years,
I was listening to
I'm
this
gonna love you
yesterday.
all each day. So I promise you tonight, you will always be the lady in my life. Episode 46, we did it with Sticks. What's good, people?
I have no idea what song that was.
And that was terrible as
That
well.
is Michael Jackson, Lady of My Life.
Oh, you ruined it, bro.
I did, didn't I? Messed it up.
Ruined it.
I didn't sing it in harmony.
You should never sing another one of those again. Don't sing that song again.
Okay, alright. So
Am I really going to
whisper
finish
it,
a
yeah.
big piece of cake? I shouldn't, you know.
bro, if you don't know what I'm
I
listening
shouldn't
to, sure.
finish this cake, but
But
let
it's
me take
huge.
another
I'm going
bite.
to finish it because it's nice.
Let's just jump straight into...
Why are you eating cake?
Because it was my boy's birthday
Yeah,
a couple of days ago.
happy belated to Big Wahala.
Mm.
I guess we should have done a happy birthday before the last
I don't
episode.
want happy birthday.
But anyways,
Another year bigger.
don't like happy birthday.
it was his birthday. I was your birthday actually. Unfortunately, I missed my brother's birthday.
So
was
did I,
working.
man. I was at work, man. I couldn't get the time off.
Yeah,
But he gave me cake, and it is a big piece of cake.
You should have said substantial.
And he didn't give me no cake, you know. He's
Yes,
own-
I did.
for real?
His own
I sent,
brother.
I sent you cake with your missus, who just said they didn't want to give it to you.
Oh,
so that's
yeah,
your business.
my wife.
All right.
Okay, sorry. Yes.
Word.
And it was me that told him to give you the cake. I shouldn't even have done that.
It's true. Anyway, how was your birthday?
It was right there. The wife sorted a restaurant for me to eat. Even though I did take over almost all things after she got annoyed with me because I just kept on saying I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. So eventually she was like, "Oh, just forget it." But yeah, we had a good time. I enjoyed myself.
Control.
It's
Feel
not
good?
control. I don't understand. It's almost the same as having a surprise again, isn't it? So you have to say to me, instead of me doing what I'm doing, you might as well just tell me what we're doing and I can decide where I want to go, innit? That's what I think, anyway. So yeah.
So you can't even be happy with, all right, it's your birthday. What we're going to do is I'm going to take you out for dinner, such and such, at such and such place. And it's not, sorry, not such and such, but I'm going to take you for dinner somewhere that I think you might like. I'm not going to tell you where it is. You know.
Hulk, not like
but
cake.
yeah. This is the time. This is the day. I'm just not telling you where.
No.
Damn.
I wouldn't prefer that.
No.
Because if I wanted to do
No
that.
lemon pledge.
Yeah, exactly. If for me it was like this. I understand the gesture and all that stuff, but let me know because what if I don't want to go there?
So?
Then what's the point of me? It's my birthday, innit? What if I don't want to go to somewhere?
This is my party. I can
I don't understand.
if I want to.
Because
Hulk not like you doing stuff for
I
me.
get not wanting like complete surprises, like fully keeping you in the dark and don't telling you nothing, because I don't like that either. But I don't have an issue with I'm gonna tell you like basically the meat and veg. I'm just not giving you the dessert.
No. I'd rather know where I'm going.
Any of you got? But none of you people have a problem with surprises, though. Anyways,
I do. No, I don't like surprise.
Okay, in this instance, then simple. Would that one be a problem?
No, that would have been because she told me that what was happening. She told me where it was happening.
Not where, just when.
And the day and the
Yeah.
day and the
So
time,
day and the time.
what you're gonna do.
Yeah, like it's a dress up thing. So dress up,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be at 7:00, and I'll drive you.
Did she tell me who she's inviting?
Yes,
Yeah, then I'm all right with that. I can live with that.
Yeah, it's not a surprise.
I can get over that.
There's
Yeah.
these are the 10 people there. If you
Well,
want
Hala's
to-
just a control freak, yeah.
That's what she told me.
But not many people
Oh, there you go.
actually dressed up.
But I don't think it was. I don't think it's. I just if I'm going somewhere to eat, yeah, I would like to say what I want to go and eat in it.
It's because it's about food as well. That's why.
No, it's not even about food. If I want to go this is what I keep saying to people. If I actually wanted to do something with my birthday,
That's my secret.
I would do it, innit?
I'm always angry.
Yeah, but
I would do it. So obviously, if I haven't done it,
I'm gonna assume that with the conversations that you have over a 12-month period after your last birthday, that your missus is gonna know the type of place maybe that you haven't been, that you have wanted to go, and she would have maybe
yeah. But
picked a place.
If I wanted to go there, I would go there, innit?
Well, maybe you haven't found the time, and it's just
No.
been inconvenient.
No.
I'm saying on this particular one, we're back in Mrs. Wahala. Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good for you. If I keep backing them. Okay. There'll be a time when it will come back your way, and then you'll be like, "Why you not tell her?" I don't know. Fine.
would you be happy
When she
to?
takes you to the crack house, we like, "Oh no." I thought she ain't done crack before. You might want to do it.
Would it? Have you ever taken her somewhere and she hasn't known where she's going?
I don't know. You know, I did a surprise birthday for her, but I don't know if I didn't tell her where she was going though. I think I told her where she was going. I just didn't tell her that all these other people were gonna be there.
Okay.
She don't mind surprises.
Yeah, but she likes surprises.
All right. Okay.
So-
because I was just thinking, if somebody deprived you of like never taking them somewhere that they don't know, you might be like, well, that takes a bit of fun out of our relationship.
Why?
Because I think it's fun to surprise people with something.
So again, is it for you that you're doing it, or is it for the other person?
It's for yourself. It's for both. It depends. If the other person enjoys it, then it's for both of you, innit?
It's not even a case that
in this case, I'm assuming, knowing my brother, that you'd be quite happy to take her somewhere that you think she might want to go, without telling her first. And in your case, and in my case as well, our partners would be happy being taken to that place, not knowing where they're going. So in this case, both people
got
would
one.
be winning.
I don't know. You know,
I got one. So let's just say, crazy enough, it's never going to happen. But Arsenal make the Champions League final.
you're a fool. You're a fool.
And everyone's looking
It
forward to
happened on
them
my birthday
going.
a few years ago.
Everyone's looking forward to the final and what have you, and as a surprise, you know, your missus gets you Champions League final tickets
He'd be vexed at where the seats are.
I'll say how much you pay for it.
Without telling you, we're going away. Just get your passport, enough clothes for one day.
She won a competition.
Okay.
Decent holiday, flights, and decent seats. And she just didn't tell you.
And she didn't tell you.
That's my secret.
Even when you land, you don't know where you're going.
I would be very uncomfortable with this situation.
And then when she tells you and you take the ticket, then what? Because I know all the way on the plane, landing, he'll be moaning. Just pure moaning. Just pure vex face. Where are we going?
I'll be vexed when I get there too. What do you mean? We probably lose the game as well. That make it even worse.
Why you bring me here to lose the watch me lose the game for? At home I can't do anything what I'm doing at home. You made me bring it after staying in the atmosphere and everything.
I'll be vexed. Me and Arsenal fan TV cussing.
My wife brought me here as a present.
How can you imagine?
Blood,
Imagine you on Arsenal fan TV though.
Hulk don't like Arsenal.
I don't know. You know, I think if she did that, I would say that's
my secret.
I'll say it's a wicked present. I'm glad that she has done it, but I will still be
Vex.
I won't be vexed.
Control.
But I'll be asking her, where am I going?
Fair enough.
I don't like people even driving me. So how are we gonna drive? I need to know where I'm driving to when I'm getting there as well. Stuff like that. I'll know anyway. If it's on that day and I know that we're going to, I'll just know we're Champions League final. I'll tell her we're going to Champions League final, innit? And that's the problem with me. I do that all the time.
Fair enough.
You'd spoil the thing.
And I do it quite often.
Speaking of surprises, you lot hear about Rita Patel?
We were talking upstairs
Is
about
it Priti
this.
Patel?
It's
No?
pretty.
Yeah.
What did she do?
Pretty. So,
Same difference.
Insert generic Asian name here.
that's right. PQRST. God damn.
So can someone explain to me what this woman done?
Basically, it's
You know this one
13
is
minus 50.
his
goddamn 47.
His
One of
antenna
them
tuned into this one, Simple Simon.
Oh,
It tuned in.
Oh, because you went to go meet. innit?
Exactly. You know he was on it.
Yes. She went on holiday,
Who is she?
vacation. She's one of these
Tory MPs.
Tory MPs.
Tory
yeah.
MP.
She's a
What is she
shadow. Is she a shadow secretary?
No, she wouldn't be the
No,
shadow
she wouldn't
because
be the shadow.
she's a something secretary though.
Yeah.
Secretary of something.
Yeah, basically. And she on her
I want to know what it is.
on her personal holidays, she decided to go to Israel, which is not a problem. People
Okay.
go there. My aunt just came back from there the other day. And but on this particular occasion, she failed to declare that she was going to go and do what is effectively official business on her holiday.
Okay.
And she omitted certain meetings from her work calendar and all kinds of stuff. And she just happened to be meeting very influential people in the Israel.
Secretary of State for International Development.
See it there?
Okay.
She was developing things that she shouldn't have been developing.
What was she
She
developing?
met Ibrahim in the back.
What was she doing?
We don't know what the conversations were about, but she was out here doing crud.
You are not allowed to. Well, you don't know. But
So basically, sorry, in her itinerary, it had government work, time off, back to government work, and in the time off, she was doing what could be deemed to be.
Was it not just? It was
government
It was
work.
just a private holiday. Nothing to do with it.
It was nothing to do with it. It was a private holiday.
No, so there
So
was
in
there
her
was
time
no
off-
itinerary. It was going on a holiday with my peoples, and then not only do I meet like other diplomat or other politicians, I meet the actual president
of the country.
and as an MP, you
Netanyahu.
can't go to these other places and not have a third party there. You can't have I can't go as the leader of Nigeria and go to you as the leader of short person land and not have a mediator person in the middle. So
and not have a medium height person in the middle. Is that what you said?
I said
You know
a
what? I'm
mediator.
gonna start, because you don't want me to start cussing, bro. You get me?
Said short person land.
It's
Not
like-
even, without a medium person there.
Not
in
even the
middle.
mayor of
You know,
Munchkin Land.
it just came to me and I said,
No, it's alright.
anyways, but basically, first of all, I have to let my people know what I'm doing. So there should be an itinerary because this is now official business because you shouldn't be doing this unofficially. And then secondly, somebody else needs to be in that room. Me and you can't just have this conversation privately. There needs to be somebody there taking notes because we could be talking about setting up the other three people around this table here. And like, and really that could be doing illegal stuff. But basically, I think what they're trying to say is that the Muslims is not going to be happy. The Palestinians is not going to be happy because like, what's she doing there? What's going on?
What is she doing there? That's the question.
Why? Like, come on.
For me, that's massive.
So basically, she broke the rules of
Engagement.
government.
Yeah, but
And then when Theresa May called her in the first time, because she got called in twice. Second time she got fired. The first time she
Oh,
called her
so
in,
now
she's
she's
like,
fired.
yeah, she's fired, man. Gone.
Oh,
She's been
shit.
replaced already.
But I'm usually in the loop with these things. Bro.
Second
Ah,
MP
that's-
in a week to a Conservative MP in that week. To
yes,
go.
yes.
Who?
This is the type of news that I like, and the reason why I like it is because I don't know if it's considered to be high profile or not. Like, it's a high profile subject, but it doesn't get obviously the noise in the press that it's supposed to get.
It's quite. high
There are
profile.
people talking about it, man. I just wasn't paying. I just didn't care.
She got shelled, mate.
Theresa May
apparently-
called her in, like, to tell her off. All right, what's been going on? What you doing? She did a Kevin Spacey. I don't kind of remember. Like, she didn't give her everything.
She
and
should
then,
have said
and
she
then
was-
she flew off again.
Yeah. Oh shit.
She flew off somewhere else, like on a real holiday now, because she didn't want to be in PM question times for them to start drilling her with questions. So she's like, laters, let me just go. I don't have to go.
And because she done that, she got fired.
No,
You should go with her husband.
Because more stuff, I don't know who she went with, but more stuff came out. She hadn't told Theresa May
So
everything.
she
So
went
basically-
away because she knew that there was stuff that
No,
would
not
probably
necessarily.
come out.
Let's say that you muck up, yeah? I call you back and say, what have you done? And you only give me half the story, thinking that they're only going to find out this half. Let me tell them this half and then get my slap on the wrist. You duck out and I'll find out the other half.
And she quit though. She didn't get fired, did she?
She,
Basically, when you have to quit, you got fired.
yeah.
Well, she's getting a 17 grand payoff, me.
Yeah, but that's because that's how that works, isn't it? But you got fired essentially. Like if you
She got called. She was on a flight. I don't know how long she was there. So it wasn't long, and she got called back. Like, come back, and then she quit. She came back and quit. Conveniently quit.
Do you know what I love the most about it? Boris Johnson had a hand in this, yeah, because he
Or a week.
huh?
Or a week.
or a week, something like that, because he had to he was in an interview and they asked him about the situation.
He had to readdress himself, innit?
No, he said the wrong thing in it. So he was supposed to say, "Oh, as far as I know, that she was on vacation or whatever." And in some next interview, he said something along the lines of, "Well, she was there doing business," which then brought into disrepute her original argument. So then he basically stitched her up with his.
I didn't hear about that one. I know the other thing he's done recently, or that same week.
What's that?
It was he did a kerfuffle,
Yeah.
on an interview where he was talking about a prisoner in a country of a UK citizen. I can't remember
The
which country
journalist,
she-
didn't it? The journalist.
Yeah, and he said something that he shouldn't have said, which would potentially put her in for more years.
Yeah.
That's the nonsense that I know he said.
Maybe
and then people are saying that he should quit because of that.
Yeah.
Because it's an extra 5 years you could add on her.
Onto a
Because not
sentence.
only was it that he said something that could give her more time for a UK citizen in foreign jail when you're the foreign bloody minister. Yeah. What you said wasn't even right. So you actually said something wrong that these people that are looking to
put her in jail, yeah.
He's like, oh, is it? Okay. And he's like, no, that's not what I meant. But somebody else had to tell him, no, what you're saying is wrong. That didn't happen. And he had to he didn't say, I didn't, I was wrong. But he said, what I meant to say was such and such.
Yeah.
And if it came across such and such.
Boris is Britain's Trump, man.
We've known this, man.
Boris, they even look like each other slightly.
I think that
Illegitimate
the
child.
politicians in this country are just a bunch of idiots, bruv. Even the ones overseas in the United States, they just look like a bunch of children doing foolishness and making themselves look like idiots.
I wouldn't have you speak foul of Diane Abbott.
Well, I'll say more the Tory MPs than the
Diane Abbott has done some foolishness in her time, yeah?
and
Everybody's
Don't
done
yourself.
foolishness.
I would not have you speak foul.
apparently,
Hackney's Diane Abbott.
Yes.
apparently, in the last few hours, there's going to be a letter sent to the Prime Minister of a no confidence vote of 50 backbenching MPs. So
Who in Theresa May again?
Yeah, we're gonna hear.
No.
We're gonna hear about it in the morning.
No.
Yes, bruv.
no,
Look on the Sky News app that you may have, bruv. It's there.
I don't see why they will do that now.
Boy,
I think
No, they need
people are
to. They
stupid.
need to deal with Brexit. And
I
then
think
get rid of
slightly
her.
they don't want Brexit to happen. I think even Tories now don't want Brexit to happen.
Of course, they didn't want it
realised
to
their
happen in the
mistake
first
that they
place.
Do you know how you know this Paradise Papers business? Yeah, you know all of these Conservative MPs. Maybe they're not on the Paradise Papers, but they're all about this tax evasion. They're all about my business or the businesses that I'm linked to.
You talking about the Panama Papers, yeah? Or a different set of papers now?
No, the Panama Papers was the first set. The
Yeah.
Paradise Papers is the one that come out recently.
Okay.
Have you not heard about it?
No, I didn't hear about that one.
It's this is why they're talking about Apple move from now Ireland to it's all the like the UK
Apple are getting done for tax again.
like Jersey and
Isle of Man.
Isle of Man, all these places that that basically is tax havens. So they go in there now, and your head company's there. You got 2 lawyers and 2 secretaries, and all your money is getting funneled through there, and but all the money you're making is elsewhere. But anyways,
They're doing all this when I want to start taking over the world, man. Sure, go on.
these people, the richer ones, they want Brexit. That's why this hard Brexit, because the European laws are the ones that are saying you can't do this, you can't do that. There's European laws coming in about tax now, and it's going to take about 2 years for it to get cleared before they come down hard on certain tax. And what's going to happen in that 2 years? UK would have left the EU.
Yeah.
And it's a UK specific thing as well. It's because of something that's happening in the UK. There's like, okay, we have to make new rules, but the rules are not going to. Yes, the rules are going to apply to everyone.
If someone just fought,
But no, it was the insides.
it sounded like.
You know what that is?
Okay.
When your gut makes that noise,
Yeah.
what is it? Your intestines are cleaning themselves. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
How you that?
How did you find that out?
You are so proud of yourself as well. Look at
Because
the smile on your
the
face.
mad thing is, I just heard it on the podcast listening as I was coming down here.
Is it?
Yeah, on a TED Talk.
Okay.
That is witchcraft.
That's witchcraft.
Yes, that is a witchcraft.
Yeah, they're cleaning themselves. Apparently, 6/7 of your intestines are really clean. Like you would think it's all full of gunk, but that noise is it cleaning itself, and it kind of like pushes all the grime to one side.
Grime.
And yeah, so
Anyway,
anyway,
UK artists on one
All
side
so-
of your intestine.
I disagree with your notion about the politicians don't necessarily want Brexit. The richer ones do. A lot of the conservatives do. The ones that have no morals or sense. Well, they do have sense. They're the ones that have money to do, and they want Theresa May to stay in power. Put it this way: whoever goes into power now, it's like they're putting themselves in.
They're annexing themselves, isn't it?
It's not the right job. I mean, it's not the right time for the job. You can wait the year or two and then go in after Brexit and then clean up all the mess that Theresa May started. If you go in there now,
You are the mess.
That's what Boris tried to do. He thought that was what was going to happen, and then Cameron screwed him
what did Cameron do?
because he thought that Cameron would stay, do the Brexit, and then after he'll take over. But Cameron said, "No, fuck that, I'm gone," and left them. And said, "I'm leaving."
I think they would have known that Cameron would have left.
I don't
if he
think.
lost the vote.
Nah, man. I think they thought his ego was gonna make him stay. I think they think how he's gonna just give up the prime minister. When was the last time you saw a prime minister just give up being prime minister?
It's true. It was weird.
Just give it up. I'm not doing it no more. Tony Blair did it at one point, but that was an arrangement between him and Gordon Brown that he would do that.
Anyways, are you still looking?
No.
I'd bet you money actually
Bet money on what now?
on this conservative thing that they're not going to try and knock her out. Because they've tried it about 2 or 3 times. The only thing I will say is because of these 2 things that we just mentioned, the Priti Patel and the Boris Johnson, it's like she's just getting undermined. The time. It's like it's just relentless.
You can't keep your affairs in order. You can't keep your...
It's not even her now anymore. Like the Brexit stuff was her, yeah. But
Strong and stable government.
yeah, sorry, that was her. I mean, sorry, not Brexit stuff. The election that she called? That was her. But since then, or the few weeks after then, she's not really done too much wrong. It's everybody else around her is just flopping. But because you're the head, it's like it's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault.
bad
It's your
management.
fault. And because she's weak, she can't like. If she was stronger, she could kick out Boris Johnson. But she's weak, so she can't kick out Boris Johnson.
And she needs to kick out Boris Johnson.
And
as
she
well.
needs to get rid of him. Well, this is the Independent newspaper. Up to 40 Tory MPs. I hate when the headline just disappears through advert. Up to 40 Tory MPs now ready to sign letter of no confidence in Theresa May. And that was 18 hours ago. So, yeah.
The only suitable person they got to replace her is this one from Scotland who is not willing because she would have to move over to
Nicola Sturgeon.
No, that's not the one.
From the BNP. What is the
No,
NMP?
from the- no, the-
SMP?
SMP.
No,
That's the
the Scottish Conservatives.
Oh, okay.
Nah, that's SNP's Labour.
That's
National
a whole,
Party, yeah.
No, that's not Labour. It's just another party.
Yeah, but they usually move with Labour, innit? SNP.
No, they're still their own party, man.
Yeah, but they-
Just lumping them together.
Yes.
But anyways, she's one of the Scottish Conservatives, and everybody seems to like want her to be it, and she's like, nope.
Are we
I'm happy.
progressive then in the UK then that we're pushing women to the top of the power twice in a row?
Not really.
But because we're gonna basically chop off the head.
Look at the time that we're doing
But
it.
it's not progressive.
I think.
They didn't get handed the baton when things are going correctly, did they? They got handed the shit show.
What's her name?
Go
did
on, sort that
did
out.
a
Go on.
re-election. She kind of won still.
Who that?
Theresa May.
Didn't she lose more vote than she had prior to
I
doing
don't know.
the thing?
But do you know what makes me entertains me all the time?
What's that?
That Theresa May's name is actually there's a British porn star called Theresa May.
When she goes on set, you're getting a lot of stick in the press, haven't you?
Oh god,
It's not me.
I'm not getting a lot of stick in the piss. I'm getting a lot of dick in
Ruth Davidson.
He just killed the
A
entire
lot of
innuendo.
Yeah, you just messed it up.
He just messed
in the
up.
press.
You just killed the entire innuendo. It was nice before. Now you just made it
Did
sordid.
you say innuendo?
innuendo?
Innuendo.
Nintendo.
You just killed the Nintendo, bruv. Yeah, just killed it.
All right, let's just continue from last week and this conspiracy thing quickly before we move on, because there's stuff going on in it. You guys are still on this conspiracy thing. Something happened this week as well, and I thought, oh, it's going to be wicked. You can talk about it, and I can't remember what it is.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Was it the FBI agent that was caught stealing Bitcoin?
I wouldn't call that conspiracy,
Oh,
but
how do you mean? He's part of the FBI.
No, that's not really a conspiracy, innit? They
But
caught
it's
him
what
and they put him in jail. If they didn't catch him and
no
they put him in jail.
conspiracy.
Yeah,
about
but
that.
mans have been talking about officials stealing stuff that they're not supposed to be taking. all the time.
conspiracy involves like more people, innit? It involves not just one person. That's
He's
just
not one
putting
person.
money in
He's
his
part of
pocket.
the FBI. It's the FBI.
No, he was doing it, and he got caught.
If he kicked in the door at your house and said, "I'm the
And
FBI,"
waving the 4-4, yeah.
with kicked in your door at your house, waving the 4-4 and said FBI. It's
Yeah.
not him that's arresting you.
No,
it's
instead, we probably
FBI.
tell him, shh, my baby's sleeping. Making all this noise for.
You're a bastard.
Making all this noise. Come and arrest me quietly.
So I don't see why when he's doing when he's kicking in the door, waving the 4-4 and putting his badge all over the place, he's working on behalf of the FBI.
Yes,
and
when he's
stealing
arresting you-
he's no longer part of the FBI.
No,
What's that
because
about?
he's not spreading the money with them, is he?
He's keeping it for himself.
Listen,
and he's using the back door.
If he was a grime artist, they would have said grime artist Stormzy. He has done Bitcoin. Blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Blah. So maybe the FBI.
Yeah,
executive,
exactly.
Thomas
Stormzy
Cook.
fault.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you want to talk about when it comes to conspiracy?
No, remember we talked
Yeah,
about
we
conspiracy
started,
last-
and it got.
To be honest, I think we had finished it because you lot just started talking anyway.
I mean,
do you mean?
We didn't come off the topic. We stayed on talking. You said we wanted to go into next week, and then they just ignored you and carried on anyway.
No, I think that there was a question that a pollster had asked that was a bit deep, and we didn't go into the question. But when it comes
we
to
did.
no.
Let's just say we did.
You
Okay.
did.
Because at the end of the day, it was all about
Okay.
conspiracy.
Yeah, the question was
but-
about
but-
whether or not you people are okay to say, they feel that they can't tell people
You play
that
up to the
I'm
title of being a
person.
conspiracy
Like,
theorist.
do you think? And I think we had that discussion. I
No,
know we
that
did because
wa-
people
that
was on
wasn't the
Twitter
question.
saying, yeah, it was. It was like saying,
You had two parts. One was, do you feel you can't talk about if you believe in this stuff? Do you feel that you can't talk about it in public? You have to hold back. And the second part was, it's coming to me because it was in my head
Where
the
did
second
it
I thought.
start or something
Yes,
like that? Where
yes.
did conspiracy
Yeah.
start from?
And I don't trust you guys to even go into that type of question, so I'll just leave it.
Because I don't trust you, you know.
No, I'm only joking. I'm
It's a
saying
conspiracy.
because you know where it started from. Conspiracy is conspiracy, isn't it?
It started from the
Zionists.
It started from
Jews.
Adam and Eve,
It
man.
started from the Roman days.
It started from the snake.
Boy.
The
It
snake
start-
was a conspiracy on his
mean,
own, bro.
When the question was raised, I was thinking about, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago.
Oh, was you
Because I was
700
Webbs was there.
700 men left from the desert.
There is a conspiracy,
Uh-oh.
or is it a conspiracy, or there is some truth about the Jews that are in Palestine?
That's not conspiracy. That's just. But talk on it, because there's many people that don't know anything about it.
Well, call it fact or say whatever you like. They say that the ones that are there at the moment are not the original Jews.
Oh, this is okay. I thought you were talking about something else, but okay, carry
There you
on. I don't know this one, so you tell me.
Yeah, and this is all about truth that they don't want us to know.
What's the original Jews?
The original Jews are black. And do you see any black people there? No.
Well, I haven't been there.
Yeah.
What, Israel?
Yeah, one.
Israel.
My cousin.
They got
He's there all the time.
they got black people there.
They've got black people who have come from another nation.
They're marginalised.
and they're marginalised and they're
yeah.
treated like slaves.
I think there's Ethiopian Jews there, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like you stay in your little corner there. It's like
Like everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But they had the government thing to sterilize them, didn't they? They were
right.
They were giving them what was it called, vaccinations for certain things that were to stop them from having children.
On
That's
this
right.
on this
I would-
topic,
That's the
I
thing.
would ask people.
You have reminded me.
Hold your thought. I would ask people to research Khazar warriors.
Mm.
I know Simple Simon will know about them. Khazar warriors are the people that went
Do you know about
over there and
Wait.
took over the land and took over the religion. So Khazar warriors are known to be Russians, all those people from eastern part of Europe who went into that place and claimed it as their own.
Palestine.
Israel.
Israel.
And that is truth that they really don't want us to know. And when it comes to conspiracies and things like that, I think it's all under that kind of umbrella.
yo. So I was telling you earlier that Rana said he just come back from South Africa, innit?
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me some peakness. That's kind of linked to what you lot are saying now. He's saying now, I think you put it in the group chat, that he's saying that he couldn't believe it.
Who?
Rana, yeah. So he was saying that he couldn't believe it, that in South Africa now, because he went there, he used to go there quite often because his family's from South Africa, right? But he's an Asian South African family there, yeah. Mm-hmm. So obviously he's not black, he's not the white, he's in the middle type thing, yeah. So
He's effectively a coloured.
yeah, in a strange way. I always said to him that you could puff for too many things, I don't like it.
Go on.
But anyway, so then he was like, back in the day when he went there, obviously all the white people were running stuff. They ran things in South Africa.
Yeah.
He said when he went back there now, you could see white people begging on the street for money.
Yeah.
He's like, it's madness. He's like, he couldn't believe how different it is. Apparently, he was saying that you have to have, if you want to own a business in South Africa as a white person, you have to give 51% of your business to a black person.
It's similar.
Like, you have to.
It's similar in Uganda when Idi Amin
No.
took.
Idi Amin told you, get out.
Yeah, exactly.
And they killed you, boy.
Yeah, but you've got Idi Amin who got rid of the Asians and the whites, and also
Uncle Mugabe is the Lulu legend.
Mugabe who done it not too long ago. Just basically saying, look, this is our land. I don't want you running the businesses in our place, preventing our people from
farmers.
From
Yeah, but
buying the
let me
business.
You know they had a
So get the
protest
hell out.
recently
Let me ask you, man, a question.
because
yeah?
apparently they're just getting murked now.
Yeah,
Black people are going into white farmers'
and
lands
murking them.
just killing them.
That's what he was saying as well in South Africa, that they're going on, like, just going around and just killing them.
So let me ask you a question, yeah? In I don't know if we're going to be around them time, but
condone that.
in 50 years' time, will the moves that have happened with
Sorry, Webbs.
in 50 years' time, with the moves that have happened with
Probably be one
Zimbabwe
relic.
and South Africa with regards to this color switching thing, would there be things that we're going to laud or things that we're going to look back and say, boy, we were misguided on this one?
I don't know, but it's just mad because I work with a couple of South Africans and I heard them complaining. I smile in my sleep when they say it, but they're like, there's no jobs for us there. You know, they're giving the jobs to everyone. And I'm just thinking to myself, this is what this. Are you trying to tell? Like, are you telling a black person this? Because I'm looking at him like, this is my life, innit? This is everyone's life. Like, why are you telling me this? Like, this is not something that happens to us everywhere we go in the world. But because you're so confused at the fact that it's happening to you in Africa, where by rights it should happen, right? You it's like in your head just can't gather it.
That's it.
And like, we're all skilled workers. And I said, you're all skilled workers because you didn't let all the black people go to school.
That's it.
So then what do you expect you to be? Yes, you're all the skilled workers because black people did not go to school because they weren't allowed to go to school, the same schools as you lot. You told them they can't even drink the same water in Africa.
I don't know about the ins and outs of South Africa. I know in Zimbabwe, the way he went about, the way Mugabe went about it was a bit
Militant.
Bush.
militant. Is fine. Bush is fine, but it's like it's sometimes when you're arguing with your partner and you kind of do things, you cut off your nose to spite your face. So I just want to win this argument, so I'll do whatever it takes to win the argument. Even though at the end of the argument, I know I haven't really won. I've won, but I haven't won. I think Mugabe's done that.
Nah,
Potentially.
he did
Because
what Africans do.
In 50 years' time, well, we'll see, because maybe there was a more pragmatic, diplomatic way of doing the same thing and having better results at the end.
What he should have done is when he took the land from all the farmers, which people are not really. People are arguing. Obviously, some people will be like, "Well, why would you take their farm away from them?" Obviously, other black people will be like, "Well, because you took them from us in the first place, so we're just taking it back." Right? That's a tit for tat here or there. But then when you give it to your brethren, like that's me taking a farmer and giving it to Simple. Simple's never even grown 1 week before in his life. Why would you do that?
Just for context, for people that don't know, Mugabe, the head of Zimbabwe, basically stripped the land of a bunch of white farm owners. And obviously, them kind of countries.
When was this? About 10, 15?
I'm not sure. I don't think it was even. I think
you need to address him properly. His name is Uncle Mugabe.
Uncle Mugabe.
He's not even uncle. Because he's older than most of our parents here. He's Baba
Mugabe.
Baba Mugabe.
Sorry. He went and stripped the land of the white farm owners and then gave it to black people, the natives. But what Wahala is saying, which is very true, is he wasn't finding correct people to give it to. He wasn't giving
Specialists.
it to yeah. There you go. I was trying to find a word. He was just giving it to like maybe his bedrooms or any. I don't know who he was giving it to, but there weren't people that could monitor the land properly. So what you find now is that this luscious land that was there, bringing in money, maybe not going to the right people, but now it's just desolate. It's like the land is not bringing in what it should be bringing in. The crops are not coming in. The animals are dying out, and it's like, what would you rather? Would you rather the black people that have no knowledge of how to deal with the land, dealing with just dry land, or would you rather the white people do it?
I'd like to do a little bit of research on that front, because I know what the conspiracy theory would do is to put the picture out there that they're not doing well. You understand, and that the farms and the places are desolate and what have you. So
Zimbabwe people, some Zimbabwe people I know telling you they ain't doing well, bro.
My ex was from Zimbabwe.
Your ex is always from somewhere.
And she, yes, plenty of them.
But not Peckham.
Yes.
In fact, Peckham.
In fact, Peckham, yes.
No, never
Hackney
Peckham.
lived in Peckham.
Whore.
It wasn't Peckham, but anyway.
So I'm not passing any judgment. You're a whore.
Oh, me?
Oh yeah, you.
Okay, me. And yeah, man, when she's going there talking about how they had to go there, they had to queue for bread. You had to queue because there's only a certain amount of food you could get. Queuing for bread
You
and
would
like
die in
long,
that country, boy.
like it's not the one, man. It's not the
good,
one.
look.
So I've heard first-hand stories that when you're there and there's like, oh, sorry, there's no more petrol for the rest of the week. Like,
Yeah, but that happens in Nigeria.
Yeah, but let's cuss to Nigerians too. And we know why they're doing it, because of the corruption there. So that's a nonsense in and of itself. Don't even get me started on that. I'm getting vexed just thinking about Zimbabwe and South Africa. I could talk about it, cool. But Nigeria, once I hear that the petrol stuff in Nigeria is the one that hurts me the most. It is the worst of all of them, as far as I'm concerned. Because at least Mugabe is trying to do something, even if he's doing it on a nonsense scale. Is well, I'm taking it from you, I'm giving it to mine. The Nigerians were, let me take from mine and give it to you. That's what they did.
No, well, the
Punk ass.
do you know what was happening with the Nigeria thing? There was a big loop. They created a big loop, right? So the people that were in control of petrol, of fuel or whatever you got, crude oil, the people that were in control of that industry set up a scenario where they would put take the raw product from Nigeria, export it.
This is what I just said
to their brethren, and then re-import it back into the country.
Not their brethren.
700 billion.
Not their brethren. They put it to Shell and
no Shell. They own the land.
Yeah.
They own it.
It was a nonsense. But anyway, let's head on there, man. I just can't.
But anyway, sorry, back to the Mugabe thing.
No, you even go away from I can't even get into that now. I'm angered now. Let's go to something else.
He said, man, he's angered.
It's time for a lullaby.
Yeah.
let's
Just make a note that
Son's getting a
the
little
current
low, guy.
Nigerian president is trying to do things. Do you understand? Did anybody hear about the Nigerian woman who got done for all the assets that she had?
In fact, let me not talk because tell me I'm a what's it called?
What?
A women's right activist or whatever it called.
Go on, what you
But
gonna say?
how many uncles there's there that's doing the same thing?
Listen, no one's disputing that.
Why did the woman they've decided they wanted to catch?
No one's disputing that men are doing it as well. The point that I'm making is that action is being taken. It's not as if they're
tell me the
sleeping.
story. I don't know the story.
There's a woman who had, I think it's in the billions.
Yeah, she was a billionaire or
of
something.
assets, houses.
Yeah.
We're talking about up to 15, 20
I think her dad was an
$1 million
old man, innit?
houses. Yeah, and she brought a lot of Nigerian money over to the UK and other parts of Europe. And she got caught by the current government, and they're seizing all the assets. They've seized all her assets.
Yeah, she was bringing the money over. What's the problem?
What do you mean, what's the problem? This is money that's supposed to go to the people, and she's stacking the
Why
money.
is it meant to go to the people? I'm confused. Is she a businesswoman? Is she earned the money? What's going on?
She's a government minister.
Oh.
Ex-government minister.
I thought she was a businesswoman.
And the
Like,
penny
this is what I'm saying.
In Nigeria, that is a businesswoman.
And a
I'm being
businesswoman.
serious.
So she's an ex-government minister who has taken billions and billions and billions of
In
Nigerian
bribe.
money over to this country, spent it on what have you.
So
and
government funds.
government funds, and and she's been caught.
What's the worst thing you will be prepared to do for £1 million?
The worst thing.
That's such an open question, man. It's quite expansive. I'm not sure I could think of something off the top of my head.
Would you? Okay, let's say that you are working in something to do with. Let's say that you're working in a government job, yeah, and somebody offers you £1 million, yeah, and all you have to do is get. Okay, let's say that there's 5 black ministers in the parliament, yeah, only 5. They said they'll give you £1 million if you get rid of 4 of them and leave only 1.
There's 5 black ministers.
5 black ministers.
They're going to give me £1 million to get rid of
4
4 of them.
who are doing a very good job, but they just don't want them there.
£1 million. I can't even buy a house with that.
So you want to do it?
You can't even buy a house with that.
Yes, you can. Of course you can. You can buy more than one house, several houses.
I don't want to get into that argument. Simple. Of course, you can buy a house with $1 million.
No, not about that life.
So you won't do it.
I ain't doing it.
I'm looking at
Stavros ain't doing it.
I'm looking at the eyes of Webbs.
What am I killing people for?
No one's telling you. Why did he go to murder?
Man just went straight to murder.
I just said there, just get fired.
Can I say something to you?
You just say
Can I
get
say
rid of
something?
them,
Can I
innit?
say something to you? Lucifer, son of the morning, and I'm gonna chase you.
When
out
you say
of
get rid of
the-
somebody, it's just rub them out, innit? It's killing them. Get rid of them.
out.
Maybe that's the first thing that you think of.
Somebody keeps asking me at work what I'll do for $1 million. I don't know what I'll do for it. So I'm asking these random questions.
I'm not doing that for $1 million.
You want to do it?
No.
Wow.
You'd fire five people for $1 million.
Four
Four
people.
people for $1 million.
I don't think I'll do it.
250,000 each. Nah, come on.
I don't think I'll do it. But if I had less scruples, I'll do it.
No, that's everybody, isn't it?
I don't know.
That was the most generic. If I had less scruples, I would do it.
If I had less scruples, I'll do something that somebody with less scruples would do.
I'm just saying I'll do it. I'll do it. Mr. Wolf, would you do it?
Nah.
Okay, let's go 5 million then.
$1 million each.
This is a game I don't want to play, man. Just going up and up and up until Webbs admits it. I'll do it.
Oh wow.
You know he's gonna go first.
Big
man.
wheels keep on turning. Why people keep on turning?
He has paused on this $5 million though. It's like,
Exactly.
I've got $1 million for every finger that I.
In fact, that was the
saw.
question I wanted to ask. Actually, that's what reminded me now. That
would-
Tina Turner song that just sang reminded me of the question I was asking.
Go on,
No,
then,
really,
let's
All right,
move to that.
because basically,
Before we talk about this BDSM thing.
boy, it don't link to BDSM, but if there's something wrong with you, you may link it. Right. So,
Good grief.
I was thinking about Ike and Tina. I was thinking, I was listening to it in the car. Missy was listening to Rolling, yeah, and I was like, that's such a tune. Ike and Tina had such tunes, and I was thinking to myself. Then I thought about when we was talking about what's his name, Mary J. Blige last week when he was saying that the drama was bringing
Good music.
good music and blah blah blah, and I was thinking to myself, if these people could go back in time and say, look. Like let's say that Tina Turner, let's say Ike's behavior made Tina Turner more a bigger star. I don't know if you could agree with that. I don't think it could be, but we could say that, yeah.
All
Right. Do you think if she would go back in time, let's say Mary J. Blige as well go back in time, all these people that say that a lot of these things made them who they are, if they could remove all of the bad things that happened to them,
No more pain.
do you think that they would take away all of the abuse that they had, blah blah blah, and see whether or not their career would go the way it goes, or do you think they will keep that?
Of course they'd remove it.
You think they would all remove it?
In retrospect, you think, well, I don't need to have gone through that pain to have been popular.
I'm not sure that they would do that. I think that there's some people who believe that God puts them through certain things that they can handle, that they don't have too big issue that they can't get through, and it kind of builds character. When you look at soul music, we're talking about way back in the day, you know, it comes from the soul. from the slave times, from hardship and from difficult times. And that's where, and this is where Ike was saying, sing it from your gut, because they know that when you sing from your gut, sing from emotion, that's where you can feel that there's a lot of, energy coming through
I got a question.
their music.
Are we at
Or their vocals.
Are we?
And that's why they say, that a lot of white people don't have soul. Because they haven't gone
They were
through
never kicked
that
in the gut.
hardship.
But so, are we possibly in a position where we're almost what's the word I'm looking for? This behavior, we're not promoting it, but then at the same time we kind of are, because we're saying they needed that pain. Like, what are we saying by saying that?
Are we saying it, or are we asking the question?
It's not we either. It's him.
I didn't ask the question. I said, do you think that they would?
I'll go back and I might retract my initial answer, because I forget many people, especially people that are actually successful, say I wouldn't change anything. That's a line I hear all the time, and I always think
That can't be right.
Goddamn 47, because I would have changed a lot. But they always say that I wouldn't change anything. I would keep all the stuff in my life, and it taught me, and I learned from it, etc., etc., etc.
But then we kind of championed it. Like, we had a whole film about Tina Turner, the icon Tina Turner, and her basically going. That was like her tribulation, and we've made it a cultural reference point. I just don't know whether or not.
What, the fact that Ike is a woman beater?
Yeah, but we made it a cultural reference point and kind of championed her as
getting through
all of
time.
that.
And
but like, what does that say?
You've so lost me. Like, what?
It is basically saying that Tina Turner, being the strong woman that she is, strong black woman, managed to get through that difficult time and become the woman that she is today.
But is that what made her a strong black woman? Having to go through that hardship.
That's what I mean. Like, are we
championing
I
that?
would say that the strong black woman in her allowed her to get through it.
Sometimes,
not that made her a strong black woman.
You've heard the term "pressure makes pipes." Or pressure.
Buzz pipes, bruv.
Pressure makes pipes.
And it wasn't even the right thing I was trying to say. I was trying to say pressure makes diamonds.
Okay, yeah.
So sometimes I hear what you're saying. You could have the strong person inside, and basically sometimes there needs to be a catalyst.
So the beating was the catalyst.
Potentially.
What's my man's name in Whiplash?
Oh my days!
What's his name?
I can't remember his name, but
the white brother. So
basically,
it's
like there's any black people in that.
there
is black people.
There's a couple.
The young kid.
No, his teacher.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
Is that his character?
No, that's his real name.
That's his real name.
But what's his name in Whiplash though? I'm gonna find
his name in
it.
Whiplash.
So basically, when I watched that film, and for those who haven't watched it, go and watch Whiplash. It's almost as if I watched that film and I said, I need that guy, because he pushed him so much.
Terrence Fletcher.
Was his name in the film. Get me? He pushed him so much, and I think you can only push particular people like that, because from when I can remember, there was a couple people that he pushed that it didn't go the right way, but he pushed this kid so much in his craft that it kind of forced him to get the best out of himself.
Whiplash is like one of my top favorite films in the past like 5 years.
Related.
I'd have to say.
Do you know?
Yes.
I can actually remember at the end of Whiplash, I held my breath.
Yeah, because he went toe to toe, man.
When it went, like, there's a bit where it just goes quiet, and I held my breath. That film is brilliant, man.
Brilliant.
And the point of it is that you push. Some people are great by just nature, and then some people are great by nurture. So you push them. What you'll find is a lot of athletes, a lot of great musicians, a lot of great anything. You'll find that they were pushed. They didn't start it when they were 20. They didn't even have the idea to do it themselves when they were 3 or 4. Somebody, usually a parent or somebody in school or something, pushed them. So
I think those are. You're talking about people that we are renowned, yeah?
Yeah.
I think those lot are in the minority. I think the majority of people that are renowned and that took drugs and did shit.
I'm talking about music and
music. They took drugs and they did shit.
People pushed them, man. Like the greatest violinists or whatever, they were pushed.
Can you imagine
some of the greatest footballers? They were pushed.
Can you imagine the music industry if drugs never
Pele
existed?
was pushed.
The Beatles were pushed. The Beatles had drugs.
Pele
Can you
said
imagine if
that
there was
his
no
dad
drugs
pushed him.
at all in the
That
music
was-
industry?
that was his dad.
No drugs.
If there's no drugs in the music industry, half of the music industry wouldn't be what it is.
Half of the music would be shit.
How many of your favorite artists do you know don't take drugs?
There you go.
My favorite one. My favorite
take
doesn't
drugs.
take drugs.
Who's that? Who's your favorite artist?
Well, no. My favorite artist is Fella, and he was a druggie. So yeah, there's wrong with
A
Fella.
druggie. He smoked weed. Come on now.
Yeah,
Go on. Keep going.
yeah.
Copious amounts
And then
of weed.
my second favorite artist is Jay-Z, who doesn't smoke and had never smoked. He didn't.
He
Well,
has
I don't
smoked.
believe him. He has smoked. and I
Yes.
don't
He
believe him.
said
No,
he
he was no, but he wasn't a regular smoker. If that's something that was known, like they didn't smoke. Him, Dame, all them mans, they didn't smoke, and then Dame
They
started
just
to smoke.
sold.
They just didn't. Yeah, they just sold drugs. They didn't take it. That's like a known thing. We just sell it. We don't take it.
Yeah, wait another 10
What-
years. and
what number is that?
We'll get
Big
another
Big
Truth
4
come
4
out.
4.
There's a conspiracy going on about
We'll
that.
get a 5 5
No,
5.
no. That's like a known thing that he wasn't really.
We'll get a
on
5
it.
5 5. Yeah, remember when I said to you that I never wrote my lyrics down? Well, I lied. Remember when I told you that I never took drugs? Well, I lied.
Well, the writing the lyrics down thing, people already they've seen him do it, so it's not a case of that he has to lie. People have seen him go in there, play the beat where he's there, and then do it in front of him. That's like a known thing for him to do. But anyway, that's here on it. But yeah, so I'm trying to think of anyone else. I don't know about Prince taking drugs, but we know he did.
Man, just put it on him.
I know Michael Jackson. We haven't heard of Michael Jackson taking drugs,
he
but we know
was,
he did.
was that proper. What's it? What's that religion again?
Jehovah's
Witness.
Yeah, man, he was proper bang on it. Remember all the stories you heard of him talking to strippers, telling strippers get down off the stage. You know,
And that means he didn't take drugs.
why not?
I can
Just
see
because he
Prince
spoke highly to
smoking that
people.
weed, man.
You know some bastards that speak highly of the Lord and everything, but they're addicted to pussy.
Just like Solomon was.
Praise be the
Yes.
pussy.
Don't say that. That's wrong.
What, praise be the pussy?
Oh God.
Flipping heck, bro.
I think there's nothing wrong with that.
What, praise be the pussy?
It brings life, bro.
Okay.
It brings life.
Given by God, it's a gift from
But,
up above.
but clearly, there's some people in society back then and today that have a problem with an addiction of the.
Bro, we would have
pussy.
no Nina Simone. We would have no Billie Holiday. We would have no Ray Charles. We would have no James Brown.
Ray
We would
Charles
have-
was on that heroin
That's
as
what
well,
I'm
bro.
saying. We'd have no James Brown. We'd have no. There would be no Amy
Oh, you're talking
Winehouse.
about a drug.
but can we just?
No,
most,
D'Angelo.
most people take drugs.
Most of the musical stars that we renounce.
Forget music. Just most people take drugs.
Okay, fair enough.
Do you think most people take drugs? Do you think it's a majority of the people on the planet?
It depends on how you define drugs and all that rubbish as well.
Exactly.
No,
You
let's
wanna break
Because
it down.
chocolate is a drug.
let's talk about a class A drug then.
A class A drug.
No,
Right.
I don't think. I don't think.
So,
most,
okay.
no.
Class A, maybe class C and B.
I don't
or
know
B
all
and
the
C.
different classes.
Weed and above, people are taking drugs, man.
Right.
I say weed and above.
So you think a majority?
I think a lot of people smoke weed.
Majority take.
Are we
class A
including
drugs.
Alcohol?
We should include cigarettes
It's
in
a
that.
drug.
I think
Yeah, cigarettes makes it even just more ridiculous. Alcohol is complete.
I'd put
Even
alcohol.
coffee- even
I'll put
coffee,
alcohol
mate.
and cigarettes in there.
It completes the trilogy.
Then it's done, man. It's done.
coffee.
It's done.
Because coffee is blatantly a drug. And you don't realize how much of a drug coffee is until you see somebody who's on coffee not able to get a coffee.
So me, I don't drink. I don't.
It's true.
It's true.
I need my latte now.
All right, so I don't.
I'm
drink-
sorry,
I
I'm
don't-
not myself. I haven't had my coffee this morning. Whatever substance can you say that about without somebody else saying to you, bruv, have you got a problem with it?
What?
Oh, sorry, don't worry, I haven't had my coffee this
Sex.
morning.
I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
I don't drink alcohol. I don't
I
smoke
don't smoke
cigarettes. I don't smoke pipe.
Pipe.
But yeah, so I don't smoke weed.
I'll just get angry.
I don't take any time of
I
drugs.
just take Franco.
So what I'm trying to, I always think to myself, what is apart from I know what my vice is. That's more food and stuff like that. That's my
Meat.
vice.
I'm gonna answer your question
Meat is
when
your
you
drug.
ask it.
But
So-
what is the drug?
control?
That's not drug, bro.
It is.
Okay. So that's something I can go and find. I could go and smoke that. Yeah. Go smoke some control now.
No, but you look.
I'm gonna go inject some control.
It's the
not
chemical
that.
release in your body, my friend.
You look for it.
No.
You look
Let's
for it.
let's. Everybody has an addiction. Do you understand? You got to identify what your addiction is, Wahala.
And you think my addiction is control?
Or I'm asking you, what is your addiction? So, and we're talking about not addicted to
The intervention
working
of
out
Wahala.
and doing something
Why
good.
not? Because you can.
Yes,
But I'm not addicted to working out.
I'm talking about an addiction that doesn't bring happiness and joy in your life. You get me? Something that
Did you say
isn't
everybody has one?
something that isn't good. Yes, I think everybody's got.
So what's yours?
I don't know, man. Might be porn still. No, I'm only joking.
You think an
know, I don't
addiction that doesn't bring happiness and joy to your
No,
life?
I think my addiction is junk food. I have a problem with eating jekuje and some things that are not good. You know, I snack crap, basically. I try to eat well, but in between meals is not good.
But it gives you that momentary pleasure.
But it's not good. It's not.
But
it's,
you get
it's
pleasure
not,
from it from that one moment.
Yes, but it's not
So
good
you're
for our
seeking
body.
the pleasure.
I might be with Mr. Wolf on that one, you know.
It's not good though.
Like junk food.
Yeah, but my directly linked. Anytime I it's my temptation. It's my temptation barrier. So anytime I have thoughts about infidelity, I eat junk food. I do.
I won't even lie. I have an addiction to Jaffa cakes, and when they took the Jaffa cakes from 12 to 10, if you saw the vexation on my face, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I didn't even know they did that. I didn't know
There's now
they did
10. There's only 10 in there,
And
bro.
you proper vexed that thing as well.
Mate, there's 10 Jaffa cakes in there, mate. And I like the way they done the whole marketing thing. So they changed it from 12 to 10, and then they were £1 for enough time, and now they put the price back up.
They're
The
McVitie's.
bastards.
I would like to express my upset at the Jaffa cakes and the reduction
Jaffa
in the
cake
packet.
gate. Jaffa cake gate.
Jaffa cake.
Mr. McVitie.
Yeah, man.
Recently, I have noticed that you have reduced the Jaffa cakes from 12 to 10.
I remember when
The
there was a Jaffa
percentage
cake,
of the Jaffa cakes have decreased.
a Jaffa cake Muller corner, and I was like, rah. Yeah, man, I bought a few of
Right,
those.
he's on it, boy. He's definitely.
Also, you buy all them subsidiary Jaffa cake stuff.
This man that was complaining when people are drinking fizzy drink, you know, and he's there yapping Jaffa cakes like it's nothing.
I have a junk food problem, but
I would say food's my addiction then, just in general.
But you really said that you don't care about food.
you don't care about food. You
No,
know
but
about-
No, he likes a snack, you know.
Yeah, he does.
yeah, I'm a snacker.
He doesn't like cooked dinner.
It's not. I don't like cooked dinners.
But that's not your thing.
Cooked dinners is not my thing. Yeah.
So
But
breakfast,
he-
lunch, and
cereals-
dinner could be like bonbons and
Yeah, cereals, cakes, biscuits, stuff like that. That's a stab thing, man.
Just don't bring him the salad.
Oh yeah, he doesn't eat salad. Man goes to every restaurant. I tell him to take out the salad from the burger. You know, take it all out. No mayo, no nothing.
No,
Just give
I
me
don't
dry
think- I don't
bread
think-
and sandwich.
Bread and meat.
No vegetables.
Yeah. It's like, how can you not eat veg, bro?
No,
it's like
I
flipping
eat
hell.
peas.
Peas, you know.
Peas.
How about broccoli?
Hell no.
No, listen. You need vegetation to help your thing
What
go
about
round.
carrots?
Yeah, to help the system go round. I'm not even joking.
Eat peas. Yeah, I know this, and I don't like it, and that's the end of it.
And,
Yeah.
and that's the thing.
So
You-
you're
you
going
see-
against God, basically.
When
it-
yeah, man,
no,
Basically, you're
Yeah.
basically going against God.
let me tell you what I do
How
now.
is you not eating vegetables any different to someone wear weave? You're going against God.
Well, there you go. I mean, this is what I do now. Is like when I do workout sessions and I go to the gym or whatever. If I decide that I'm gonna start the Thai boxing again, I'm doing and eating right. I'm doing it for the kids. You get me? Yes, I want to feel good and be in a certain level of fitness, but I don't want to be 51 years old and my kids is worrying about me having flipping diabetes and all these kind of things. So I've got to do what I need to do to try and be as healthy for as long as possible.
I'm pointing it out there
So,
on the
Mr.
podcast.
McVitie's, can you reduce the Jaffa cakes from
listen,
10
when you
to
see
5?
me with junk food, man, you take it off me, seriously.
I just that cake that you was eating was.
That's
Anyway,
what
I'm not
I'm
gonna say. Anyway, I'm putting it out there on the podcast. I'm putting it out there. I'm looking to lose about 2 stone in the next couple of months.
Well,
2 stone.
Yoms, you hear that? Mark Henry's losing weight, man.
I'm gonna go back to the way I was back in the day.
You have heard a lot of.
You were still fat back in the day.
No, but there was a time I got to.
my God.
I was less fat.
Okay.
As you listen to the podcast from week to week, if you have been, if you're a newcomer, welcome. You hear lots of the odd word or the odd slogan that don't make any sense to you because they're in jokes. So what you might have heard for a long time is Franco chicken. Now this is a story from my stag do in Brazil. It was a holiday that we went on a couple of years ago, and basically my brother got a bit aggressive when he was ordering.
I was not aggressive.
You were
Franco.
everybody. blatantly-
I repeated myself several
Okay.
times.
You know when you have the English people and they go to a country and then they say, "Can I have a pint?" And it's like the person is speaking another language. They don't understand English, and instead of the person thinking, "How am I gonna portray it to them?" they shout louder and start pointing. "I want a pint, a pint, give me a pint." So that was my brother and Franco chicken.
No.
Franco
Franco
is
what
is
chicken
chicken
in Portuguese.
in Portuguese.
And I
it's-
bet we just said it wrong anyway.
Yeah, well, as far as Wahala was concerned, Franco was chicken.
I want Franco.
Two Franco.
And I swear
How
the
it
woman,
went, man. That's
the
not how it
woman
went.
behind the counter, she was just looking and smiling. Yeah.
No, she was getting shook.
No, she was not shook, bruv.
She
the point.
took a step back and
No, she was not shook.
The point.
That's why I like Mr. Wolf. He talks the truth. She was not shook.
No habla inglés, señor. No habla inglés, señor.
I remember her taking a step back and going, "Hey, Dios mío."
Nah,
Ay, Dios mío.
She
yeah,
did
her
the
were
sign of the
cool.
cross.
She gave me the Francos, bruv. So don't go outside and get what Francos.
It was a big thing. Everybody was in tears, like laughing because he was screaming at the woman behind the thing.
Anybody would have given you Franco,
Exactly.
I don't know. I take it for free.
Franco.
I was so hungry at the time, though.
So yeah, but Theresa.
Did we climb like a hill or something?
Yeah, but Theresa May, even with Theresa May with
Franco.
Franco.
And he was saying Franco.
Yeah.
I said Franco. You people were telling me I was saying Franco.
But anyways,
even Theresa May with a strong and stable government.
Theresa Mayweather.
She would have given you that chicken one time, bro.
the thing is,
everybody letting off
the
the chicken.
reason I'm bringing up that story is because
Brexit.
unfortunately, I tried to record it. I was too busy laughing, and then I was, I should be recording this. And then I got the camera out, but I could only take a little bit of video right at the end. But that video, I saw it recently, and I was like, wow, my brother was nearly slim.
Oh, for real?
It was he was like regular size almost, and I was like,
he was
regular
like,
size.
like wow. I don't know if he lost weight because it was my wedding or something. I don't know. But he just, and I was like, I can't even remember him looking at, and that's the slimmest he's ever been. That's the slimmest,
Even
yeah.
from birth.
Yeah,
So he was still fat but slim.
he was.
Oh, allow it, man.
You know what?
Fat.
It was
Slim
doing
fat.
Slim fat. Medium.
The slim fat edition.
Say Jewish medium.
Medium.
Oh, medium.
His arms were big, innit? But the rest of him was still he was doing a what's that? He was doing a Johnny Bravo ish.
To be
My
fair,
legs was not small.
to be fair, he was gymming a lot. You get me? And large up to our man Dean. Man, Dean always listens to the podcast. He's saying this man, he goes to the gym and he looks the same. He's not losing no weight.
Who's that? Dean.
Yes.
Don't worry about Dean and his arthritis self, yeah? Don't worry about his geriatric self. You know that Dean eats jello only because he can't eat strong meats or nothing like that.
He's
Jello
actually turned vegan now. You know.
He said, you know why he turned vegan? Because he can't struggle with the meat. So he has to take out his teeth to eat it.
Dean is a vegan.
Dean is a vegan. Bro.
When Dean eats
bitch,
pussy, he
Dean.
takes out his teeth to eat the pussy when he eats it. And then puts it back in there at night.
Good gosh. Good gosh.
Trust me. Don't worry about Dean. I hope he's listening as well. When Dean goes, listen, you know when Dean wants to go visit his relatives, he goes to the museum and sees them there.
Is that how we just saying he is allowing him?
Evening, Grandpa.
No, listen. No, Dean's old, man.
His first pet was dinosaur. Let's be real.
No,
Exactly.
Dean is God's first sin.
I told you, Dean was the. I told you right before this, yeah. I told you this before, bruv. The first. I told you this before, and I told him as well. The first infidelity, the first known infidelity was Dean Lewis.
Before BC, there was Dean.
There was trust me. The first infidelity was Dean trying to bang Eve. Trust me, he was there trying to bang Eve.
Are we saying
These
that,
men are saying that Dean
Mary
is old,
wasn't
you know.
really a virgin?
No, it was Dean.
Dean slipped in.
Dean
Dean
slipped
in
in there.
there.
Dean slid up in the DMs.
I already told you that Dean's so old that when he bust night, it come out like talcum powder.
Oh, if you want to get pregnant, mix with water and then insert.
You know what? I want to big up Dean. And I'll tell you why I want to big up
Dean's
Dean. I was telling my missus the other day, yeah, that I rate Dean, right? Because Dean does not care who you are, where you are, what level of human being you are. Everyone's getting dissed.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting
Everybody.
dissed.
There's no off season.
Everyone's getting dissed. So me and him go back to back. You obviously people the public don't know who this person is, but we go back to back regular, and I want him to know that he's a decrepit.
Is he decrepit?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to pick him up. And then
No.
you just get
Yeah, no. Dean, along with a few others, is a ESN member from way back when, and a follower and a supporter of us. and large up yourself.
So you're saying that man's gone vegan now, yeah?
You're on vegan, man.
All right.
I could never do that.
Oh, what do you think about this vegan business then?
I just think it's spreading. A lot of people, this Netflix program that's come on has made a lot of people say they're not eating meat again.
I need to watch it, man.
I ain't
What's it
seen
called
it.
again? Meat. It's called meat or
Something like that. But a lot of them are saying I'm not eating meat anymore. And I'm thinking I'm going to watch it just so I can prove that I can still eat the meat. I don't want to be that stubborn about it. I'm still eating the meat. I might even eat meat. I'll watch it.
What I think about this vegan thing is you lot are late, man. Man been doing that since Rastafari.
But you're not a vegan though.
I've done it.
You're a pescatarian.
I've done it.
So there was a time where you never eat
It
fish.
was a ton, about 4, maybe 5 years. I was a vegan.
So you never ate fish.
I never ate fish.
Well,
never-
when in my
What
time,
the health? What the health?
That's it. That's the thing on Netflix, yeah?
I might watch it still just to see if it's like a horror film for me, really. So I'll watch it. I can watch all it, Omen, all them things back to back, and then you show me this program now.
of not eating meat, boy.
I think we should all watch it on the same day.
Burn.
Let's all watch it before next week.
Yeah, and then have a talk about it.
All right, cool.
All right.
Apparently,
Oh, I'm not here next week anyway, so yeah.
Apparently what?
like being a vegan makes you a lot stronger, and your body becomes a lot more self-proficient.
That's probably why he's done it then. The ever living himself.
The ever living himself, Mumra.
Apocalypse.
You called Dean Apocalypse?
Yeah, he's the first mutant. That black there. Look at him. Anyway, that's enough about cousin Dean. He's got too much airtime.
Listener question.
Go on.
BDSM. Why are black women or men afraid of exploring
Afraid?
things? Afraid. Well,
So you're just gonna fly in there with that, yeah?
Who asked this question?
No lube, just straight in.
somebody.
Renee.
Are we not allowed to
Not even a
large up
drink.
the people that ask questions? Maybe she wants a shout out.
maybe they want to be
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
We should.
Anonymous.
We actually should. The next time that we do our little thing at the end, if you want to be anonymous, fair enough. If not, put your name there, and so we can shout you out, man.
Okay, so go on. BDSM in the black community, basically. Why is it taboo? That basically it.
Who said it's a taboo?
Taboo.
Is BDSM a taboo in general? People don't just go around talking about whipping and chaining and clips.
No,
Yeah,
but
it's-
Rihanna does.
And
Rihanna does.
No, it's a special conversation.
who does?
Rihanna. She got a whole song about it.
Rihanna's Rihanna.
Whips and chains excite me. That's when I was like, wow, Rihanna's on this thing.
I'll tell you.
I might call her.
Have you seen Rihanna lately?
That's a lie.
Oh wow!
What do you mean it's a
Nah,
lie?
it can't be a lie.
Did
bro.
you see that picture that they put out?
It was. I put it in the group.
Nah, it's a lie.
Is
My
it?
missus found the original straight,
Oh,
and the back off is not there.
Is it?
Do you know what?
You know when you pretend you're not even looking at the picture, like I was like, and they were
just looking at it, really. Is it?
and then you were like, this back off ain't real. Like,
So you mean the back off's not real?
it's not real. That one is so that.
That's a proper Elwell moment. Do you know what? She never really had a back off, but it's just that she's got serious. As we have said
She has
before, the
a
sex
sex.
appeal
She has
is
a
a
sex.
madness.
No, she has a sex.
Sex appeal is mad.
I don't know how it worked out that she managed to have that level of. But it's 15 man. That's very goddamn.
She grew
foul
into
to
Oh,
say
it.
that.
yeah. Seven.
She grew into it.
Yeah, I think so.
into her sex.
Mm.
I think she had it from the beginning.
No,
Pump on the replay,
no,
bro.
Nah.
Pump on the replay.
If I saw early video of her doing like a thing at high school where she was singing something.
That was on the replay, innit?
No. This was early before
That's
she
high school, bro.
before
Come
she,
on now.
before she bust, and there was
Yeah, but that's unwholesome. She shouldn't be.
High school, bro.
no. When I'm saying
She shouldn't be that way in high school.
I'm saying yeah, but she was like a completely different person. I'm saying it happened afterwards, late.
Do you not think you're born with the sex,
you can be born with the sex?
or is it cultivated?
There are some that are born with the sex, and some
So I think
have
it's,
sex thrust upon
it's
them.
brought it out of them. Some of them.
I think it's probably the same as this thing you're talking about with Tina Turner, isn't it? It's like
I think
it's there
Chris-
in you, and maybe somebody brings it out.
And
or
Chris
it's
Brown brought it out of her.
What? No.
Will the sex have her?
Why
No.
not?
I don't think Chris Brown's about that life.
Did she have it before
He'd be
that?
too
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah.
He'd be too busy
Was
body
we-
popping. And back,
Was
and
we
back.
talking about her
Body
sex appeal before she was with him?
We were looking at her like,
Well,
maybe.
I wasn't.
I said from upon the replay, bruv, and that was
She
before Chris
wasn't doing
Brown.
nothing. She was just
On
doing
the
some
replay.
dead wine in that video. Man.
But real talk though, BDSM.
BDSM.
What is that called? What is the actual
What's the
breakdown?
definition?
I think the B is bondage, isn't it?
yeah.
All right, let me find it.
Bondage, Stavros,
Bondage, domination, sodomization, and something else.
monetization.
Listen, I want to go to church with the head of priest and say sodomization is wrong. Fraternation is wrong.
No, but what is it?
Was it submission?
It's
and-
about link.
You know, 'cause it's one of them ones where I've always heard BDSM, but I don't actually know what the letters stand for.
Okay, but we've got rough idea of what it is. Though,
Yeah,
isn't it?
But my search history, but okay, BDSM is a variety
Search
of
history.
often erotic practices or role playing involving bondage, discipline, dominance, and submission. Sadomasochist, you know,
Sadomasochist.
Can
So,
you?
so it's bondage, domination, sadomasochism,
and other related interpersonal dynamics.
I think bare black people do BDSM, but they do it not in a structured way.
What does that mean?
Like I think like
They miss out the S and the M.
No, I mean like it's more like a case of I don't think that they're going
It's BMSA.
because you know you got the ones that will dress up in their leathers and they
Yeah.
do the thing where they put their hands behind their back and they can't proper go out their way to. I think blacks are too push for that. They'll
You mean
just
when they get
one rope.
arrested.
No, you know what I mean when they put them in the leather suits and they chain them up and all that type of
You know what's
stuff.
so funny though, yeah?
I think that's too much slavery for us. We're not doing that, man.
Bruv, I'm kind of with you, yeah. But I also feel like if a woman ever did that, like dressed up in like this leather and dom stuff and had all this whips and I don't know if I would be able to stop laughing. I don't know why.
Why would you laugh?
It would just be a nervous reaction.
She'll beat you.
I think I would just laugh.
Well, the first and foremost, as soon as you pick up any type of whip, I'm putting that shit right down on the table and saying that's just not coming anywhere near me.
A woman bought a paddle once.
And paddled you.
No, she bought a paddle and it had a cream you put on before and a cream you put on after, and she wanted the paddling.
Okay, so
Yeah, but would you let her paddle you?
No,
did you paddle her?
of course.
Speaking of the turn,
Listen,
that's the paddling.
Simpsons.
No, but you
Are
know
you
what?
sure you've never been BDSM'd, bro?
Have you?
No.
He's been something.
But the way that Webb's just looking at him, like he knows a story that there's another story to tell.
No, I don't.
It is like another window still story or what?
No,
I don't know why the black community is the way it is about BDSM.
I think they do it, man. I think a lot of them do it.
I think
Kink. That's what they call. That's what black people call it. Kink.
but I don't think
Kink.
they take it to level 10, innit?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't think that they're
They're pushing it to 5, 6.
pouring urine in their map and stuff like that. I don't think all that stuff.
I think
There are some. There's always going to be some people, but I think as a general, I don't think blacks are filth to like that kind of filth. Anyways,
Your degree of filth.
unfortunately, I think that blacks in general they like their sex more or less vanilla.
Ooh, I don't know if blacks like vanilla.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
know about
I think
that.
they like it strong armed. I think they like it to be a strong arm.
Yeah, but
thing.
that's
I don't think
that's
it's more.
vanilla.
Of, I don't think it's more of a.
That's vanilla.
Hang on, what percentage are we talking?
It's vanilla. If you, look,
No,
cho-
no,
choking, choking is still vanilla.
Neapolitan.
Okay, then let's stick with that then.
I said Neapolitan.
It's not chocolate chip
like ice cream.
Yeah, well, vanilla, isn't it? Vanilla's ice cream, isn't it?
Fair enough.
I just think they're not taking it to, in general,
Or taking it to
whips
Rocky Road
and
standards.
chains. Put it this way: how many mans do you know? Well, that's the wrong question because we know people that we
With restraints and whips.
exactly.
And yeah, but that's. I always think that when it comes to the man doing it to the woman, I think it can happen.
One time.
I don't think there's many men that's going around there. But I don't think there's very men that's having like the mistress, submissive male thing. I don't think there's a lot of black men that's doing that.
I am not doing a submissive thing, and I don't think many. I don't think many black men would want to do.
I think there is obviously there are black men
There's
that
always
do
going to
it,
be some.
but
I don't think it's a general thing.
Nowhere near half or
Webs.
the majority.
Webbs,
I don't think
you know a mistress.
Uh-oh.
I do.
Has she ever spoke to you about the black community and how many black men she services?
We haven't had that discussion, but I will bring it up. and
She
see
needs to come
what
onto
she
the
said.
podcast.
Well,
innit?
we should get her on the podcast, yeah.
Because I'm interested to know how many black men go in there and asking for them to do this. Can you imagine if your woman told you to be walking around like a dog and she's got a strap like a lead and stuff like that? What's this doing for my life?
The thing is that you have these men in powerful positions. They're in very powerful positions, and they like the idea of a woman.
Obama.
Yeah, of a woman dominating them and beating them and doing
Yes.
all
I can
these
see
these
Michelle
kind of
Obama
things.
beating
It's a
Barack
break.
actually
Obama.
seen-
Basically, it's a break. Them taking a break.
I can see that,
I've
though.
seen one video where, a few videos, unfortunately, where women
better sign that bill.
where women are kicking guys in the balls and
Yeah,
it's
bruv.
like, it's like,
I don't know where that one is coming
There's
from.
going on?
there's a term for that, and I can't remember what it's
But
called.
I can see Michelle Obama doing it to Barack.
You think Barack gets beaten?
don't even put that.
I think Michelle
that
comes
picture
in there
anyone's head.
Who's
with
office
the
is
levers,
this, Barack?
and
Whose
Barack is
office?
there on the all fours talking about you are the president of the United States, and she's like, I am. And what are you? I'm just your servant. I can see him doing it.
I can see her doing it. Actually, I'm not sure about him. I can see her doing it. And what does that say about me?
I'm the first.
Don't know.
I'm the first lady. Remember that.
You're the first lady in this situation. You're the first bitch. That's what she's telling Brock. You're the first bitch.
I'm the first lady. You the first bitch.
Yes, I am, Michelle. Yes, I am.
13 minus 50, goddamn
Damn,
47.
You need to tell the people
you
where you get that thing from, man. Flip it out, because we've been saying
It's
it for
another
so long.
inside joke, innit?
That's another inside joke. Simple Simon.
No, come on, man.
Leave it as an inside joke. Sometimes some things need to be an inside joke, bruv.
Nah, man.
God
the people
damn.
them need to know, man.
Goddamn 47.
But yeah.
Do you think black men or black women will be more willing to get involved into this kind of role play?
Role play, and I just think that it is. If we're talking about percentages up to 100, I think that black people do it up to maybe 60%.
Did you even hear the question?
I'd say it's
No,
more black women.
This is the tool. But yeah,
The way he's looking at me like,
Webster will answer the question.
I'll get
Yeah.
you tonight. You think
It went over his head because he's so small.
You think
That small joke is dead now, man.
It's alright. It's alright.
you think the women are more likely to do it than the men?
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Simple?
I have no idea.
I think the men are deviants.
I've never really thought about it.
I think men are deviants. I think it depends what woman they're with, you know.
Can you answer the question again, please?
Ask the question.
Yes.
Answer the question.
I didn't say that. You want to rewind it? I know I did.
The way you just deny things like straight up, I didn't do it. It
wasn't me.
I didn't do it.
Any disciple.
No, I didn't do it. I didn't eat this cake. Don't worry about all that crumbs around my mouth. I didn't do it. No.
It wasn't me.
I said, do you think black men or black women are more likely to be willing to participate in this kind of lifestyle? Who is more about it?
Definitely the women.
Are you sure? Because what men are doing under the guise of sex,
I
is a different type of situation,
I
bro.
don't think black men are willing to go up to level 100.
If a woman told you, put a plastic bag over my head,
This is part of the thing, isn't it?
yeah, and
part of the thing.
choke me
Continue.
until just before I orgasm, and then remove, or as I do it, and then remove it.
It's a football.
But she is like,
You say it's
you can see that this girl cannot breathe, and you take it off early because it's like this is, and she's like, that's too early. And it's like, because sorry, I'm leaving bits out. My memory is poor. She's asked you to handcuff her to the bed. I'm only joking. I haven't done this. No. So she's handcuffed. She's told you what she wants, so she can't take it off herself. And she told you,
I'm not doing that.
put it over my, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Put it over my head, and I want you to. I want to
Haven't
nearly
a
be
few
passed out.
people died because
people
of
have died fixation.
yeah,
Yes.
but not
Fixation, that's what they call it, innit?
not only that type of BDSM, but another one where I think a murder even took place apparently in Italy, and there was this American girl who got done for murder. She got acquitted, what have you, and apparently what happened, they're having some kind of a sex party. No one heard about that.
Yeah, but what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, you were there. Tell us.
There were knives all over the place and all those
please,
kind of things.
I beg, just leave it.
I'm just saying that
there's no
these are
reason
the
for
kind
knives.
of things that these people are into, and even a couple of famous people.
Well, we know what happened to what's his name?
who?
The one from INXX. INXS?
In excess,
The one
that's
that
it.
he hanged
Michael
himself
Hutchinson.
and was wanking in it, and he killed himself.
Yeah,
that way.
that's one
Asphyxiation way.
asphyxiation way. Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, if any woman's telling me to put a carrier bag over their head, for one, carrier bags are not cheap, so I'm not wasting it in the first place.
Not carry
and
bag,
two,
plastic bag.
what's
I
that?
sit back, carry a bag.
No, like a see-through one. So
Tesco bag.
She wants to be able to see you.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I mean, we've all kind of done a bit of choking, haven't we?
But choking is a
but
different
choking
level
is-
of.
And that's what I'm
is
saying.
level-
Like,
Yeah, but putting a
what-
carrier bag over
what
somebody's
level is
head,
that?
bruv. If somebody dies after that, yeah, what are you gonna go and tell
That's
man?
manslaughter.
For me, it's too close to catching a body. Man.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
I'm not involved either. I'm
Not
just-
not for the
So-
sake, not for the sake of busting a nut.
So
please.
this is why Mr. Wolf said
No, I'm not.
the women about it. Because if do you think if you as a man told a woman to do that to you, what do you think she would say?
She'll do it.
She would do it.
She'll put the belt around your throat.
Yeah, no,
Women
she'll
will
be
do
there.
it, man.
She would be there. Yeah, they'll be there early, man.
I don't think everyone will do it, but women will do it.
Early, boy.
Wow. So you think so you're all agreeing with Mr. Wolf then?
Anytime you
Yeah,
said
but that's that dominatrix thing, innit? It's coming out of them, innit?
domineering
I think
nature.
with
There's
men,
no dominatrix men, is there? There's no such thing, is there?
Yeah, there is.
I don't know what they call them.
It's called everyday life.
50 Shades of Grey.
Then they call them daddies or whatever. They have that mad fetish. That fetish I do not agree with at all. Where the men like play the daddies and the women behave like they're little girls. It's madness.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And there's ones where the men pretend like they're babies as well.
Yeah, madness.
You want their nappies changed and all that
mad
stuff.
fetishes that's out there. That's too much, man. It's too much.
There's some, ladies and gentlemen,
Too much.
whatever your fetish and whatever goes on deep down inside in the recesses of your dirty, filthy mind, there's somebody out there that likes the same thing as you.
And there's a lot of people that will never disclose some of the things that they are really into.
It's true. Like Wahala,
because of the fear of maybe the reaction of a guy.
Wahala said a long time ago that he would douse a woman in stew.
Yeah.
You would douse
I'll
women
put street in your belly button and
Yeah, but you're only joking.
No, he's damn
not.
serious. His face. That needed the camera. That needed to be on film.
Listen, I want people to understand, yeah, these people don't know about the love language of Nigerian food, yeah. I've been saying it from day.
Man said love language.
It is, man. Look, have you ever thought about the way that it's so sensual to eat something like a eba? You put your hand in it, you then rub it in a stew, and you put it in your mouth. Come on, bro, that's sensual. Do that for your woman. Take her home one day and say, you know what, I want to feed you eba. And then you put your hand in the eba. Knowing Mr. Wolfie would probably eat himself anyway. I can see in his eye that he won't even reach the woman. He's like, yeah, I'll eat.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a sensual thing to do, bruv. So yes, I will put a stew on my woman if she wanted to. It will burn the hell out of her, but I would do it.
All right.
Stew in the belly button, boy.
Before we go then, Lupita or Meek?
Let's go Meek.
Let's try and do both.
Yeah.
All right, we'll start off with Meek. Meek Mill, the rapper, has now been sentenced to 2 to 4 years in jail for breaking probation. He's been on probation for, I believe, 12 years now. I believe the original crime was something quite small.
It's gun and drug charges.
Okay,
no?
potentially not something quite small. But obviously 12 years is a long time to be on probation. Probation has been broken before though. So
no, he keeps breaking probation.
Yeah.
So that's why they keep extending it.
So with this last recent one, apparently
12 years a slave.
But there you goddamn 47.
Goddamn 47.
So he was popping wheelies in New York on his 4-wheeler, which is I don't think it's legal. And there are other incidences which I don't think is too important. So I think that's the main one that everyone's talking about. He was doing a wheelie on his 4-wheeler to impress some kids or to show off or whatever. I don't know. And
he broke up a fight
because of that. You know what? Because there's more things that he's done that he just hasn't got. He's just got away with, basically. It's not that he's never taken drugs and stuff.
The three things that I know the two things was the wheelie and the breaking up the fight in the airport. I can't remember what the other one was.
The third one from the clip that you sent was that he went to the dentist, had a filling or something, and then got hooked on drugs. But yes, let's use the dentist part. Like, so what? He's got hooked on drugs. He started taking prescription drugs, but in a way that is not prescribed for you.
Yeah, but he took himself to rehab.
Took himself to rehab.
So after what?
It doesn't matter. But
after he got hooked on it. So it's not like he got hooked
and then left rehab though.
Hold on, he didn't get hooked, caught, and then go to rehab. He got hooked, went to rehab, and then all of this happened. So the way that I see it is that Meek Mill is one in millions of black men that are out there. They're in a similar situation. When you put someone on probation for 12 years, you're really saying that you're going to go to jail anyway. There's no real, you're on probation with the hope that you don't come back. It's on you're on probation. Enjoy your freedom now. I'll see you in a few months.
The idea of probation in America is that you've committed a crime, they let you out of jail, and it's like you're on probation for a certain amount of time. You have to be on your best behavior, basically. You can't go anywhere without us, without telling us first. You're not allowed to leave the state or wherever unless it's on some sort of business. We're going to test you regularly, do a piss test to check if you've been taking drugs or if you've exceeded alcohol. You can't go to certain places. You can't mix with certain people. There's so many, depending on the crime you've done and depending on the person you are, there's just all these stipulations that you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. So obviously he's broken a couple of those stipulations now. And the fundamental one is that you can't break any law.
Yeah, basically. Well, they said that
Any law like
he got arrested when he was 18. Yeah, for carrying a gun and walking to a street, going to a store or something. Then he was convicted of guns and drug charges. So that was when he was 18. He's now 30.
So
yeah?
it's an unlicensed gun because we all know that in America you can have a gun.
Not in every state though, right? But So
every
then
state?
he spent 8
No,
months
it's
in
not.
prison
Fair enough.
and was sentenced to 5 years probation. Yeah. So that happened in 2008.
I
All right.
think every state you can have a gun.
And then in I think it was 2014, he violated the terms of his probation by performing outside Pennsylvania and went back to prison for another 5 months. I think he's done more stuff than this as well. And he was released in 2014. And yeah, then he had the problems what he's had with the fights. I think he broke the drug things that Stav was saying. So he's done it regularly where he's been breaking probation and they haven't put him in jail. So eventually they're going to put him in jail. And apparently the judge has got some mad thing against him. There's some talk about the judge wanted him to do some mixtape for him or something, man. It's like, I don't
It's part of the law. It's part
like,
of
I feel like
states.
I don't know where that came
the
from. That they wanted him to
Constitution.
do. He wanted to do some mixtapes, and he said no, and that's why they put him in prison. I don't know if that's real or not, but I heard that one as
The
well.
rumor is that the judge that sent him to jail, and this is the same judge that he's been dealing with that whole 12 years. So this is the person that put him away the first time, I believe. She said, "I have a friend who has a record label or is a manager or something, and I want you to leave your company and work for her." And obviously he refused. This is the rumor. This is what his lawyer said. His lawyer said that she asked him to come and work for her friend, and he refused. And apparently that's got something to do with why he got sent away for popping a wheelie on a New York street.
I'm gonna
Do we feel sympathetic for this dude? And you can
Because that's
own
that is
gun
at
in
the
every
point.
state in America. Man.
That is at the point when he got arrested, isn't it?
I'm gonna
I think so.
When
I'm
he
gonna
popped
throw
the
the cat
wheelie.
among the pigeons here, and I'm gonna say we won't know. We won't know until we see what happens to Nas. That's right. I'm blaming Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj's brother's going to prison for some madness.
Oh yeah, Nicki Minaj's brother's going to prison for rape. Is it?
Pedophilia,
Yeah,
rape,
madness.
Mad.
Mad.
How do you do that as a celebrity? If you're the biggest celebrity now, you're the biggest star, and your brother's just on this madness, what do you do? Okay, this is the
I
question.
think she was in court with
Yeah,
him.
no, this is the question because she at the beginning she believed in it. She said that's my brother. He didn't do that. Yeah. Then when she started hearing all of the stuff come out in court about what he did, she just stopped giving him support, stopped paying for it, stopped doing all these lawyers and blah blah blah. As a family member, what do you do? What do you do?
You know what's so weird? I'm gonna have to give her a round of applause for that one.
Yeah, because me, boy, I'll be say dash the because apparently it was some child that was in. I think it might even be his stepdaughter. I can't remember.
Yeah, something like that.
But what do you do as a family member? Your brother or your sister's involved in all of these situations. You want to believe them because they're your brother or your sister, but then you go to court and you start hearing the testimony of the child that you've obviously grown up with as well because they've been in that house for a period of time, saying all this stuff that your brother and sister's done.
To me,
What the hell do you do?
it's quite easy what you do.
Feed them to the lions.
Simple. I'll disown them one time, no long thing. Because for
Mr.
me,
Wolf likes to disown you, you know.
one time, I have a problem when people prey on the weak and the vulnerable, and that is the elderly and children. You get me? And when you do that and you do something like that, I think
It's the one time you're looking for Sharia law, isn't it?
simple things.
It's the one time you're actually looking for Sharia law, like you're like
bonfire on them.
yeah, exactly.
That's
it. The one time.
Bonfire on them. No comebacks. No. I find that pedophiles.
stepdaughter, multiple
I find
times.
that pedophiles get
11
a lenient sentences and things like that. These people should go to hell. I think they should get a
Do you
death
know
penalty.
why? I'm being a bit controversial, but
Speak on it.
if you look at history, in a lot of the countries like Britain, Europe,
It was normal.
even Africa,
It was normal.
Yeah.
some of these ages were normal.
Yeah, but
I'm going to be super controversial then. I'm saying that it's not abnormal to be attracted to, I was telling my wife this the other day, she told me to shut up, like, I don't want to hear you talking this anymore. It's not abnormal to be attracted to people under a certain age. What has happened is that culture and civilization has taught you can't deal with people under a certain age. That's what's happened. Because back in the day, there was no age limit. Back in the day, you would die when you were 22. So you got somebody pregnant at 14. Because from when you can have a period, you can give birth to a child. And this is what was happening. So back then, you would call them uncivilized. They were doing things when they were 14 and 13. And you hear about, you read Bible stories and they're talking about stuff like this in the Bible. This is the way it was. It was
barely.
normal. Civilization has taught you can't do this. So in this country, 16-year-old would be with a 20-year-old, and some people are going to say that's wrong, but it's legal. Then you go to American states, and 17 is not legal. A 17-year-old went out with an 18-year-old. Did we talk about this the other day? And the 18-year-old went to jail because it's not legal to be with that 17-year-old.
Man.
And there was only a 1 year difference.
Personally, I don't give a shit about all that.
And they both could have gone to the army and shot someone dead.
I've got to be honest. I don't care about all that because at the end of the day, when you're, we hear, there was a little Channel 4 thing I think I sent in the group, and there's a lot of these young girls underage, we're talking about 10, 11, getting married off to adults, getting raped and all these kind of things. I don't care about all that civilization business that happened back in the day. Right now, what is happening with some of these pedophiles is fucked up, simple and plain, and they should be fed to the lions. And when I say feed them to the lions, I mean literally throw them to the lions for them to eat them.
And I think what we need
To
to
me,
take, we need
that
to
is
take
good punishment.
what we need to take into consideration, Stav, is when you're talking about this being attracted to a 14-year-old, it was usually probably the males around that same age as them. In that capacity,
Not necessarily. No.
Or if they had more women, they'll come into blah blah blah. And sometimes they'll use from some old texts I've read is that they would even if they did marry somebody, they wouldn't sleep with them until a period of time. It's like a madness.
Yeah.
Like they will say that you
were
go
betrothed.
You're
betrothed.
You're into this person's family. You're just already married to this person, but they won't do nothing with you until they become of age. And you still might be to a point where you have your period. I don't know. That's how you do it. I suppose at those times, that's where they decide that you was
a woman,
able to be a woman and blah blah blah. But there was still some form of rules and regulations involved.
Yes,
there is no culture or nothing that's gonna tell you that when a baby is 3 years old, you should be putting your things on it. Because there are men that's doing that.
Yeah. South Africa.
I don't know if what you're talking about, Ian.
In South Africa, they had this thing where they, the witch doctors have told people that if you sleep with babies, you can get rid of AIDS.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know, man.
There's all kinds of mad atrocities and nonsense that are going on all over the world.
But
Africa,
FBI
Europe, and all
broke up a ring in America recently.
That's what I'm saying.
And I think it was 48 children. The youngest being, I think it was 8 months. So I don't know.
8 months.
Even here in England,
it was a sex ring
who remembers
of children.
the childminders?
48. They got out.
You get me?
The youngest one being.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah,
no
it's
more,
like
man.
it makes me want to kill
Allow
someone.
it. That's what I'm saying. I don't even want to talk about it, mate. Let's change subject. How do we get from Meek Mill
I
to
nearly
this?
cried.
You're talking about Nicki Minaj.
Let's talk about
Oh, yeah.
black women's hair, because as black men, that's our right.
I'll tell you what.
It's our God-given right.
I'll tell you what. You know, Mr. Wolf. I think we spoke about this a number of times, but what has happened with Lupita and
Lupita Williams
and Lupita, and also I believe Solange Knowles.
Yeah, Solange happened to as well.
It happened to her about 2 weeks ago. I think maybe in the same magazine.
Even Standard, I think they did that.
Yeah, so
even Standard for Solange, and it was Vogue for
Grazia.
No, Grazia. Sorry, Vogue is in the thing because that black man's taken over now, hasn't he? Yeah, it's gone in.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think that
say what happened. He's still talking about the magazines.
Oh, well, basically, Lupita had done a photo shoot with Grazia. She has her hair shaven to like a number 2, I think. And when they finalized the whole front cover, they decided to change her hairstyle to have some kind of a pull back this thing. You get me? And Ponytail. And she got vexed, and rightly so.
Okay, I was confused which one was what. I thought she had a ponytail and they cut off the ponytail.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think they smoothed out her hair. I don't think her hair was as neat as they made it look. Her hair was kinky, and they...
You're saying kinky hair's not neat?
She does not have a ponytail.
Not
BDSM.
Let me try and find the
picture that I saw was her on the Grazia cover with no ponytail, and then 2 pictures next to it with different colouring and the ponytail. So I thought that she had the ponytail and they removed it for the front cover. That's what I thought.
It was the other way around.
And with Solange had a braid, like a proper top.
It was a mad
like
a aerial,
proper old African.
It looked like a proper Yoruba
Zulu
type thing.
Sorry, it was the other way around. She had, because her hair's not cut down low. Actually, she's been growing her hair, unfortunately, because I like the low look. She's actually been growing her hair, and it's pulled back into a ponytail, but it's not been straightened like properly. It's just normal Afro hair, long enough to pull back into a ponytail, and it's bushy at the back. So they've just removed the whole bush part.
So that's what I said. The front cover
Yeah.
was when she had no hair.
You sure about that?
Yes. The front cover where she had like a number 2, where it looked like she had a number 2, they had actually removed the fact that she had a ponytail. I know I was seeing something correctly.
Yeah, but both of them, both Solange and Levita are both blatantly come out and said, look, I don't know what you are doing, fam. That's not how I took the picture.
Yeah.
That's not how I wanted my picture to be represented.
Yeah.
And why are you basically taking it off?
Get them.
Are you not going to just be discussing whether or not it's happened?
Nah, because
I'm showing the picture. He's going like,
no, I'm just saying that she had a number 2, and then they put the ponytails on.
No, it's
No,
the
the
other
other
way
way
round.
round.
Do you not see? This is the front cover. It's actually got the words over her forehead. That is the cover of the magazine.
Oh, my days.
Oh my days.
Technology.
Put
He's
the
holding
phone-
it with 2 hands.
Get him an iPad. Get him an iPad, someone.
Put the phone slightly further away from your face.
All right.
Put the glasses on the edge of your
Her
nose.
Instagram post.
Allow
As
me,
I
man.
have made clear so often in the past, with every fiber of my being, I embrace my natural heritage, and despite having grown up thinking light skin and straight, silky hair were the standards of beauty, I now know that my dark skin and kinky, coily hair are beautiful too.
She doesn't sound like that.
Being featured on the cover of a magazine fulfills me, as it is an opportunity to show other dark, kinky-haired people, and particularly our children, that they are beautiful, just the way they are. I am disappointed that Grazia UK invited me to be on their cover and then edited out and smoothed my hair to fit their notion of what beautiful hair looks like. Had I been consulted, I would have explained that I cannot support or condone the omission of what my native heritage, with the intention that they appreciate that there is still a very long way to go to combat unconscious prejudice against black women's complexions, hair and style. Hashtag DTMH, don't touch my hair. Bitches.
But the thing about it is, now this Grazia people have already made their money off the magazine, innit? That's what I
It's
hate.
done, man. But as I said, it's just a disrespect, and they know that. This is what I think for me. Yeah, these magazines are doing this constant disrespect, and there's not
They
caring.
smooth out everybody's hair, by the way, though. So the bit where they just remove their ponytail, I can deal with that. But they smooth out every woman's hair. Every man's hair gets smoothed out. Even your face gets smoothed out.
This is
Everything gets
nothing
smoothed
new,
out.
man.
Your selfie camera on your phone smooths out everything as well. So the
I think-
smoothing part is
Yeah, but they're cutting off bits of her hair. So Solange's
yeah.
one was like that thing was blatantly there to make a statement, and you just took it off.
Oh, and what, it made her look like she was bald as well.
Have you seen
Have you seen the
Sol-
image?
Solange
No,
one?
I haven't seen
All
it.
right,
She
I'm
has
gonna
a
bring
hair
out what you
where
lot are doing.
it's like it almost looks unnatural. Like, how could you do your hair like that? So she has her hair, whatever, and then one thin thing, and it goes like in a circle or something. So it's like an antenna. And they said, no, we don't want that in the picture. We don't want that in the picture.
So what did they do? Remove the antenna bit?
Yeah,
And made it look like she was like...
that's it. Because her hair was there underneath in it as well. So they just made it look like just short hair. I guess.
You know how long it took to do that braid as well? And they
Yeah.
just took it out.
Look at the braid.
Big old computer.
Look at the braid.
That's a work of art, boy.
Proper braid, bruv. And they took it out one time so they could smooth it over.
So on Channel 4 News, we're recording this on Sunday. On Channel 4 News today, there was a section where they were talking about black women's natural hair
That is effed up.
on Channel 4 News, fam.
Yeah, there was two different
Can't believe it.
conversations regarding black women and their hair. I think one woman was from Pride and another woman from a different organisation, and they were talking about Lupita and Solange and how much of a piss take it is, and just how women in general, when I think before when you Google bad hair, you see a lot of pictures of black women's hair
Listen,
and black women's afro hair.
When you Google, if you know on your phone when you Google photos, when you put like your face, you know it's got your face and you can look through pictures of your face. Yeah, dogs will come up from black people as well. They had to figure out how to get rid of that.
See, that's crazy. And I just think that women are not allowed to express themselves. The ones that want to show their natural look, they're not allowed to do it.
They are allowed.
It's not deemed as professional. You get me? It's not deemed as professional. Dreadlocks and all these kind of things.
That boy that got kicked out of school for dreadlocks, his mum's taking them to court now.
Yeah, and so she should.
Yeah, It's a nonsense.
That's a nonsense. That one there.
But she's doing it unreligious because he's a Rastafarian.
Yeah, but it should be allowed.
I just think it should. It just like because
I don't understand.
So annoying. I don't know why you would like. What school would like really want to fight that
with the dreads? But let's say that somebody put when you draw the line though, if somebody came in there to school and their hair was pink, would you say that's acceptable?
Yes, because it's a school. You know what we need to do with our children? We need to stop trying to box them all into this rigid cookie cutter. You must be the same as everybody else. Let them be individuals. If their parents are happy with them having pink hair, then let them have pink hair. I don't get what is that got to do with you? You're there to teach them their ABCs, their 1, 2, 3s, not to tell them how they must do their hair and how.
So do you have the same?
I know I'm not gonna tell my daughter.
Yeah, but the thing is with schooling system, it's like a prison. It's like a military base. You have to be one way. It's set like that for them. So I know a story of a friend of mine whose son had braids in his hair, and they sent him home and said, take the braids out. But little Johnny can have, a buzz cut or whatever in his hair, and he's fine.
Look at the military as well. Military is the same thing. Get rid of your dreads. Get rid of your this. You get rid of your afro hair. You have to relax it or get weave.
It's an assimilation, and it's about making everybody the same. That's what it's about. And the educational system already shows you that, because we don't teach children in different ways. We teach them all the same way. Sit down in front of the classroom, in front of the blackboard or whiteboard or whatever they've got now, and everybody learns, and it's exactly the same. This is the method that we're going to teach you with. So they have that about identity as well.
Educational paradigms that our man Webbs gave us some years back.
Yeah, so this is it's part of that same system.
Boy, I just think that it's madness that the way that you can just take somebody's image. This is the thing I'm scared about when you have photographers, because they can take your image and do what they want with it because they own your image. It's just mad. This woman has a certain way of her that she looks.
You know what's so funny? We've been alive in a time where you couldn't take somebody's image and do what you wanted with it before. People were like, that's my image, and they had some rights over it. And then we've lived through a time now where you don't even have the rights to your own image. Somebody on the street can remember before, someone on the street taking a picture of you could take their camera and dash it on the floor, and the authorities were like, yeah, you can't just take a picture of somebody randomly like that. Now they're just smartphone.
There's always been paparazzi, man. From before we were born,
there have been paparazzi, but they had to operate differently. They couldn't just out there taking pictures of anybody randomly. Some of the pictures that I've seen now, they wouldn't have been able to pass before.
I don't know.
No, they would, but there will be laws. There should be laws that you
laws
can't.
Against
like
it.
Certain things you couldn't do. Like you couldn't really hide in the bush. You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
So you'd have to do. You'll do it, but then you can't really be caught doing it.
A star would say to you, I haven't given you rights to the image because you're making money off the image, and I haven't had any I wasn't consulted, and I haven't given you any permission to do that. Now they don't. That's all gone now.
Do you think that Lupita has been one of the strongest natural hair women's movement person?
No,
Stavros has been really.
highest profile. But
are you now a woman?
You think she's the highest profile one?
Yeah, I don't think she's been. I think.
Who do you think is the leaders of the natural
I think
women?
is the leader. When she won that award, whatever it was, when very early Oscars. on wasn't the Oscar? It was an award for a black. It was a black ceremony, basically. I don't remember what it was. I think it was more about just being a person as opposed to her film award. And she went up there and she something like that. Yeah. And she did the speech about growing up, basically similar to what I just said with this Instagram thing about how she grew up and she thought the beautiful was straight hair, light skin, and she's learned to love her skin. And she put herself on the platform that this is what I'm here to promote. I'm here to promote being any shade of black is beautiful. However you want to do your hair is beautiful. Kinky is beautiful, etc. And that was a big deal from there. I don't think there's women.
No. See, this is what I'm saying. Because that's why I said highest profile. Because you have people like Sister Soldier and all them people that have been championing this thing. They've been championing this thing for time.
Yeah,
Nina Simone. Come on.
I think that we're not skilled and educated enough to say who is who. So I would like if anyone can tweet in. Anyone that has been properly on this natural hair movement, not Stav, because we know he's the ambassador of natural hair.
Stav is the ambassador of the natural hair movement.
The natural Negro Hair Movement Association of UK.
I've been doing it for decades, but I formally took it online and to the masses around 2009, 2010.
Yeah, there you go.
And I believe that I was one of the pillars of the UK movement for black women to remove the bleach
Do you know
from their
who
hair.
I would give props to as well in this country, keeping it local in UK?
Thank you
is-
very
is-
much, Mr. Wolf. I appreciate that because it was
Not
me.
you.
It was me.
This guy clearly
that
is
got
not
these
listening
black
either,
women
is it? I
to
said, do you
remove
know who
this
I would
ugly
Credits
give
are
props
rolling.
to?
skunk from their
Music's
hair.
playing.
I would give props to Jamelia.
Jamila,
Because
yeah.
Jamelia has been fronting the natural hair movement for a long
It's not
time.
a long
Since
time.
she got
It's
dropped
been
from
a
a
long
label.
time, man.
It was about
Don't-
4 or
don't-
5
don't-
years, man.
don't-
Since she
don't
got dropped
try
from
to-
a label and she couldn't afford it anymore.
It was
Nah,
about 4 or 5 years, man.
Nah.
I forgot
Let's
how
give
good
props.
looking she was, man. I was on YouTube
She
and
is
one of her videos
a
was popped up.
fantastic looking woman, man, and she's nearly about to drop a baby as well.
Another one.
Yeah. No,
What?
but she's a beautiful woman, and she's been doing this natural.
She's
hair
my
movement
UK crush.
for a while. So
Yeah,
large up, Jamila.
I would like the listeners to tweet in and tell us who you think were the forefront of the natural hair movement in the UK and US as well, if you can, or anywhere, to be honest. But
I'm not saying that Lupita ain't doing big
She's
things.
the big.
I'm
She's
just
the big.
saying-
She's the big dog.
I'm just saying that, yeah.
Maybe
it's a
of the
profile
last
thing.
5-10
It's a
years.
it's a
yeah.
profile thing, but like you
What about
can't.
Jill Scott?
You can't. Yeah, you can't leave out. There's a whole bunch of people that have been
apparently Jill Scott's becoming divorced.
divorced.
She's becoming divorced.
Tayona Paris, man. Let's not forget Tayona Paris.
You know what, Jill Scott, man. That was.
Yes.
You know, I'm not even allowed to look too long at Jill Scott because my woman knows.
Why are you looking at her now?
You're getting
Hey,
in the
hey,
way
Jilly from
of
Philly.
what I'm feeling.
Damn.
You're getting in my way.
All right, let's say our goodbyes and the church notes. Who wants to go first?
Goodbye, Jill.
You know what? Before we say goodbye, I need to clear something up from last week.
It was you. It was you.
Windows
Nah,
down. Wait,
you know
wait,
what?
wait.
Nah, I've gotten feedback. I went and tapped the source
This
and
guy-
found out information.
Okay, go on.
I'm going to call
Columbo.
Topsy Riches right now, put him on loudspeaker, and this thing will get cleared up because I
If you
didn't
told me
like the
that,
way it
I
was
would've
going on
got- I
last
would've got
week.
the bloody code. But
Don't worry
why?
about it.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow.
is
He's
phoning.
actually
Yeah.
making a phone call.
Yes.
Well, this is Mr. Wolf in the building, and you can catch me on Instagram on AKA Mr. Wolf.
Topsy
Look,
Riches.
look, look, look.
You're awake, yeah? You're about. Cool. I can hear you. Can everybody hear Topsy Riches?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
You
why
know
did
what?
it
You
that way.
better just put the plug thing in there, man. and
We
so
haven't got
can-
the plug thing.
Oh.
Go on, go on.
Alright, Mr. Riches, can you clear up a little matter that was going on ESN, please?
4 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, bruv, at 4 o'clock in the morning.
So, can you even hear me?
Can you hear Mr. Wolf?
You can't hear, man. Go on.
Alright, so basically,
I can barely hear it going.
oh wait, you know the situation that was on the last podcast, that there was a situation where someone had done a shit on the windowsill.
Why you're on a long thing? Who shit on the windowsill, Tops?
I ain't got a clue, bro.
Was it me that shat on the windowsill?
I don't think it was you.
Whose house
I
was
don't
it in?
think so. Your house.
Is in
I
well, it
remember
was
the
in.
story. It was your house.
Was it in? Was
It
it
was
the?
in. It was in night. It was in 2001 or 2002.
And are you saying that Webbs didn't do the shit?
Say that again.
Webbs didn't do the shit, or he did do the shit on the windowsill?
Who Webbs? You
Yeah.
know what? I don't know. I don't think it.
So
did,
it
you know.
could be him.
No.
But I don't even know, because all I know, man's will try to blame it on me. You get me? And I was drunk that night. It was my 21st birthday.
So it was you then, didn't it?
Or 22nd.
It was you, innit? It was you, Tops.
Me. I swear my mum's life, it weren't me.
Then it has to be Webbs.
It wasn't. Why would I shit in my own house?
I don't know.
On my own windowsill in my own house? No, it was not me.
You know what it is as well? I never saw no shit in the windowsill anyway.
Because somebody cleaned the shit.
Who cleaned it?
This is.
The person
There's
who
two
cleaned
different
it
stories, you
probably
know.
done it. I never cleaned no shit.
There's two different stories.
Okay, tell the stories then.
I
Tell
told
the
the
story,
story.
Stab.
It wasn't the one because I know about this one in this house. I'm talking about one in someone else's house.
Oh,
So
'Cause
who, in someone else's house? That weren't me in someone else's house.
Then it doesn't matter. You're the one that brought it up again.
No, because you all originally brought it up that I did something I didn't do.
Listen, whether or not you shit on the windowsill or not, you still got upset because a man left you and went somewhere else. So it's whatever happens, you look bad that episode.
I don't
Take it.
care. I did not shit on the windowsill. We are clearing that matter up.
Okay.
Okay, are we ending this now? Because
You lot are awake at this time of night. I'm late, bro. Wow. How many of you men are there?
All of us, all of us.
You're lying. At 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mr. Wolf, Wahala, Simple Simon, and Stavros and myself.
Simple
yes.
can't be there this time.
I'm there. I'm there, bro.
He's there. Oh my lord.
Bruv, this is how we record the podcast, man, every week.
Well, not this late, but fuck
Like
it
at these times in the morning.
Whenever, fam, whenever it needs to be done, we do it. We do it for the people.
You've been texting me from 1:30 that you're gonna phone me. 1:30, and it's 4 o'clock.
Yes, we had discussions to discuss.
You know I'm fucked for tomorrow.
But we appreciate you, Mr. Richards. We appreciate you.
Alright, bless, bruv. Get some sleep, man. Get some sleep.
Man.
Later.
Alright, cool. Later, man. Cool.
After all that, nobody even cleared up who
Exactly.
did this shit.
You know,
It weren't me.
It ain't been cleared up, you know, Webs.
It weren't me.
Anyway, let's do our church notes.
Anyway,
standard. I did not do it.
This is Mr. Wolf. Catch me on Instagram on AKA
South
Mr.
African
Wolf, on Twitter on AKA _ Mr. Wolf, and I would just like to say good night and see you next week.
Yay.
At Simple Simon FB on Twitter. I've been quiet for the last week. I might be a little bit quiet this week as well, but get at me. I'll get back to you definitely.
Get at me, dog.
That's what it is.
DJ Webslinger, Twitter, DJ Web's Instagram. You heard?
At Big Wahala on, I'm telling it to Mr. Wolf. At Big Wahala on everything. On everything. Twitter, Insta. Yeah, catch me there.
Catch me outside.
I'm sure I'm chatting some shit somewhere, doing something. I'm sure I'm supposed to promote something, but I can't remember what I was meant to promote. So let's just go to something else.
Before I do my Stavros says, just want to big up Colour Out the Box podcast. That's Colour Out the Box podcast. They gave us a little shout out on their podcast. I've had a listen. It's interesting. 2 Nigerian UK based podcasters.
Proper apps as well.
And apparently they don't agree with everything we have to say, but it's interesting, and so they give us a little shout out on their podcast. So,
But that's the whole
Does that mean
idea.
they're not proper after?
Not everything we're gonna be, you know,
in agreement.
in agreement with, man. I
Most
mean,
people- that people will
if
agree
it
with.
is, then it'll be boring, innit? You get me?
Do you know what? As a saying, you can't please everybody because you're not jollof rice.
Even jollof rice doesn't please everyone.
I'll tell you that much.
Because there's a beef going and there's a war going on outside. No man is safe from.
Damn, you can run, but you can't hide.
So find them at SoundCloud and iTunes. and
What they called, sorry?
Colour
Colour Out the Box.
Sorry,
Colour out the box. All right.
Yes.
Do they eat pounded yam?
You're going to have to find out. Send them a tweet or something, innit? It's
I do.
at Colour Out the Box if you want to find them that way. All right, I'm going to do my Stavros Says. And this week it's a podcast, or it's particularly 3 episodes of a podcast, actually. The podcast is called
Eloquently saying nothing.
Is called Elegantly.
I said eloquently saying nothing.
Okay, all right. The podcast is called Code Switch, and it's from the NPR network in America. That's the National Public Radio. That's kind of like, I guess the equivalent would be the BBC, kind of like over here for the UK people. But anyways, they had a series of 3 podcasts. Well, the podcast itself, Code Switch, is about race kind of things, right? Where, you know, the line between race and culture and politics, they kind of live in that kind of area. And they had a series of 3 podcasts where they went into a school in DC. It's a brand new school where they only kind of like picked black students, more or less, and they had a massive majority of black male teachers. Because apparently there's hardly any black male teachers. Students don't really interact, and it's a boys' school, sorry, and they don't interact with men. So it was a school we need to bring men to be raised by men, and they call these children kings. That's the name what they call them. They don't call them,
like
you know, they're kings. It's a good story. They go over the whole year from beginning to end of what it was like for the first year in this school in a very deprived area in Washington DC, where they took black kids from all these, you know, schools of varying different skills and intelligent levels.
I like that.
And then so that's it. So it's called the podcast again is called Code Switch, and the episodes, the first one was from the 18th of October. It was called A Year of Love and Struggle in a New High School. Second episode is They Can't Just Be Average, and the third episode is called To Fail or Not to Fail: The Fierce Debate Over High Standards.
Nice. Let's hashtag them.
And so they're the popular man, so they should be hashtagging us. So that's them. I am Stavros Boss. Catch me at Stavros Boss everywhere, and catch us collectively at ESN Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Search for Eloquently Saying Nothing on Facebook, and join the group there, or join the page, I should say. Email us any questions you may have to esnpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know if you want us to include your name or not. If you don't tell us you want to be anonymous, then we'll just assume that you're happy to have your name attached to it. But if it's an email, then they're not necessarily going to be your name attached anyways. But you get my point. Webbs, did you want to say something?
Yeah, just very, very quickly. Don't forget to catch Women of the Lens on the 24th, 25th and 26th of November at the Cinema Museum in Elephant and Castle. The launch was Friday the 10th and it was a very successful launch. So yeah, check them out. Women of the Lens on Instagram. Very good movement.
Actually, yeah. Sorry, completely off the subject, man. You,
Who?
Wahala.
What about him?
He was lauding Wonder Woman for all this time. I watched it a couple of days ago, and it's rubbish.
Okay.
And you know what?
Okay.
It was only on.
No,
I always used to put Wahala up there in terms of recommendations
when
for films.
Hold on. Can we go back to something? It wasn't me you're talking about.
It was you, bruv. You said
Okay.
that the film was good.
Can we have a discussion? Didn't I tell you?
You said that you watched it twice.
No,
bruv.
I told you I fell asleep the first time, and I started to watch it the second time, and I fell asleep again.
You said the
It's
film was
him that said
alright.
the film was good.
You said the film was alright.
I said the film is alright.
Exactly.
You never said that the film was
I never said
alright.
the film was alright.
Boy,
I said I haven't finished watching it.
Your nose is getting bigger.
I said it
bruv.
was even if I said it was alright, yeah. I never said it was wicked, and I never said it was good. I never said it was wicked. I never said it was whatever. I said everybody's saying that Wonder Woman was wicked, and I said I fell asleep. Don't confuse
Is
things.
it just because it's women in it? You don't think it's good, Wahala?
Yes, because women are in it. That's why I don't think it's good.
Sexist bastard.
No, because I was watching it. I told you I fell asleep. I've said it's one of the only films that I've got to the cinema and I fell asleep. The whole discussion I was having about you.
Simple. Do you recall Wahala saying that the film was really good?
He said the film was good,
I
man.
never said the film was really good. I said that everybody's saying that Wonder Woman, and I was confused because everybody was
I
saying.
did shit on the windowsill, but people ain't listening.
I was telling you that I was confused because everybody was saying that Wonder Woman is a really, really good film. And I said I had to try and watch. In fact, the reason why I'm watching it again is because everybody kept on saying how it's so good, and I never got how it was so good. Then I said I can't remember most of it because I fell asleep.
Sun's getting kind of low, big guy.
Hold on, it's on episode 2 episodes. He just kicked him. Wahala just kicked Webbs.
Why?
I don't even know the insult. They're not telling me about the sun going low. I don't know if that's meant to be the Hulk or something.
Do you not know that?
What, the Hulk when he turns to Bruce again?
Anyway, 2 episodes ago we spoke about Wonder Woman. I swear it's on the podcast.
Nah, man, it
and,
won't be.
I'm going to listen in and
What?
I'm going to make
Okay.
Simple Simon rewind it.
Go ahead, then.
God damn it.
I am Joe Blow, the lover
Lover
man.
man.
You should be paying me.
By rights, the Hulk should wear Agbadas all the time, innit? It'll be easier for him.
It's true.
What?
Agbadas, the
The
Hulk.
Hulk should just say,
I've got it in writing.
Akbada.
Wonder Woman is alright. I nearly slept though.
Is he? All right. Nothing dramatic, blah, blah, blah.
Don't worry, man. I
Swine.
listen to the podcast.
Swine.
Anyway.
Who's seen Ragnarok? Have you seen Ragnarok?
Yeah, outside the
Oh, it's out, innit?
Yeah, I've seen
You
it.
ain't seen it yet?
Out of 10?
He's playing Akbada in Ragnarok, more or less.
I'll give it about a 7.
Yeah, 7.
Okay.
It's funny. More than
I'll watch it with my
I'm
son
so
this
looking forward
weekend.
to watching Justice League.
Oh, I got my ticket for that.
You're going
I
to be
just-
disappointed, man.
No,
Of course we are.
I don't think it's gonna be good. So
I don't think it's gonna be
I'm
good
interested in watching, but I don't think it's gonna be as bad as the last Batman versus Superman thing.
film.
So it's not gonna be that bad. But I just want
Or as
to
bad
see
as Wonder Woman.
Nah, it's going to be as good as Suicide Squad.
Oh, god damn. That's a terrible film.
Suicide
not
Squad
bad.
is not terrible. It's
I
just
thought
not
that was
good.
Nah, Suicide
So hold
Squad
on,
was rubbish.
Hold on, are you saying Suicide Squad is better than Wonder Woman?
For entertainment value and comedy value, probably yes.
You don't like women.
No.
Did you not remember see that
Wonder
that
Woman is
Diablo
like-
guy that would turn into a fireman?
Yeah, I saw
That's
that.
one of the worst special effects I've ever seen in my life.
I was actually.
It was terrible.
I found some bits in
Only Will Smith was
Suicide,
decent in that film.
in Suicide Squad quite funny.
Listen, shout
And
out
Harley
to,
Quinn.
to Cyborg, the token black in Justice League. I think I want to count how many lines he has in that film.
Papa Pope's in the film.
Is it?
Yeah, Papa Pope's in the film, man. Oh, we need to. If people watch Scandal, we actually by rights need to discuss Papa Pope on this podcast because how they're doing him in Scandal at the moment is not good at all.
I haven't watched a single episode of
I
Scandal.
don't watch Scandal.
Yeah, I know.
Do
And that's
you
what,
watch
why you
Scandal?
lot are
I
right.
haven't
If
caught
there's
up.
anything that I'm gonna watch, then it has to be that
I'll
program.
stop
with
telling
I need to
Asa
jump on.
Ray.
I need to jump out on the Lowe's podcast or one of them lot that have TV things on there because I need to talk about Scandal.
Hang on, has what's her name got married yet? Quinn.
No,
Okay.
Which one is Quinn? Isn't that the first lady?
no.
Okay, cool. Anyways, we're out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. Episode 46 is done.
Remember, people, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slag Faux Live. Which one is Quinn again?
13 minus 4.
Quinn is the
Quinn
one
is
that
the
works
bad
with
gal. She works for Olivia.
She's an idiot.
No, but as a killer, she's a bad girl.
She's an idiot. I don't know when they decided that she suddenly just become a killer from nowhere. Everybody knows.
Oh, yeah. She
Because Hawk taught her.
She likes talking. Oh, yeah. But that's like ages ago. I stopped listening to from like season 2.
There's too much presidential interracial
I
going
ain't
on.
gonna lie, man. I just got upset. I couldn't watch it anymore.
When there a new Olivia at some point, when the president banging the next black.
Yes, he's the leader of the FBI.
You found another black one.
Yes, the leader of the FBI. He went to go for Olivia too. This one was even dark skin.
Olivia 2.0. Yeah, dark.
I can't remember now. She was alright.
I was in a group.
And then his wife become. You man are suing. You man are saying. His wife became the president, and she was banging a black thing.
Is she still banging that same black guy on the next one?
But she was banging him when she was running.
When she was running, yeah.
So, who's
The wife. The husband. He's president. He's had his 2 terms.
is she still banging him? So now he's not president, she's not banging him anymore.
No, she sent him away. Come on. But you don't know come on, you don't know Scandal. When somebody says the word come on, no.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, she's
so,
come on.
so what is it? So what's that happening?
Tell him some bitch. The other day she was telling him that you have privilege. Talking to me